Good morning, Sassy fam, and welcome to your Thursday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. We're going to go ahead and jump on into it today. To be honest with you, my day has just started. Like, it has just begun. And I'm kind of at that frame of mind right now that says the only way to get through it is to get to it. So, let's jump on into it. Today's reading will be the check-in for Celtic Cross. Yay, Celtic Cross. Like always, we will put down the baseline for Celtic Cross. I will ask for some advice, and then towards the end, throw down some oracles and charms as well. With the Celtic Cross reading, as with all tarot, take it resonates, leave it does not, and do keep in mind it's about your collective's core energy read, right? That being said, there is a chance I will see a them or they pop up, but it's not about a them or they, it's about you, how you're reacting to it, how you're experiencing it, okay? What are your thoughts, your feelings, or emotions, right? But as it resonates, and then of course at that point, reverse energies as you see fit. And do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all, which I know is frustrating, but it's also normal. If that happens, check your the placements, you will find yourself in there somewhere. You guys, lots of stuff cooking. Let's get to it. I will see you for the Sunday check-in. I will see you for some shorts, and I will see you at your sign. Take care. Be well. Leo, you're up first. What is going on, please, for Leo? Show me Leo, please. What's going on? Show me Leo, please. First card down, the Fool. Cool. Oh, crossing, Six of Cups. Crowning, Eight of Wands. Oh, what's on your mind? What to say, or how to receive that. We'll get there. High Priestess in the past. Okay. Exiting, Five of Pentacles. Cool. Before you, Two of Swords. What to do. All right. Strengths, Death. To end things, to transform things. Quite a powerful thing. Environment, Three of Pentacles. Yeah. Hopes and fears, Seven of Swords. Outcome is the Star. Beautiful. Okay. The Fool straight away suggests, open. Maybe brashness, a little bit of boldness, a little bit of spunk, a little bit of spark, a little bit of, okay. I see how things are. It's kind of like that. Now, it kind of depends on how you perceive the Fool. As always, and in all tarot, there are pros, there are cons. Okay. The Fool's no different. There's Fool positive. It says, I'm open to this. I want to. It's a pretty good feeling. Let's do this. And then there's Fool negative, which is just being foolish, right? I'm kind of goading myself into this. I'm being silly, or I'm trying to talk myself into this and feel good about it. And that's foolish behaviors. Six of Cups is crossing some sort of soul bond here that says, peekaboo, should I open to this? Would that be Fool positive, or would that be Fool negative? Would this be a cool kind of Fool? Or is this a silly Fool? What do I do with this? So here we have the Six of Cups, the soul bond. That means you've known this person a long time. A lot of memories in there. And it has that unique undercurrent that was developed between you and that person. Fondness in there, nostalgia, sweetness. But with it comes bearing the past, and of course with it, a certain level of problems that represent the past. And some people stay connected to their soul bonds quite easily over time, others not so much. Okay. And like, should I open with this? What do I do? Eight of Wands is crowning you, so you already got something on your mind in terms of words. Could also be you're in that space of figuring out if you should respond, but I do see the words as being in your mind. What it is you would say to this soul bond if you open up towards it. The High Priestess is in the past. I really want you to lean on that. Intuition's with you. Even though it's in the past position, by the way, it does not mean it's over. That just means you have experience with it. Lean into that. Okay? I think that's where your answer is going to lie. Five of Pentacles is exiting. There's a sense of brokenness, disjointedness, or abandonment that's on its way out. A sense of disappointment that no longer hits like it used to. Good. Something's clearing up in your life. And things used to be broken. Things used to be difficult. Difficult structures, non-cooperative structures, non-profitable structures, or frankly, hurt or abandonment. Like I said, you don't feel it like it used to. It's on its way out. Doesn't affect you like it once did. That's good stuff. And I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see that for anybody. So you have currently at play what looks like open energies at your disposal. And I kind of see your open energies at your disposal in that sense, like I said, of peekaboo. Should I open to this? I got some spare energy. It feels kind of good. What should I do? What should I do? I say, I think you already know. Two of Swords. I'm not convinced. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like I said, the answer's already with you. Okay? Now we will get some advice. Ask for some advice, and perhaps they'll show me. But at the end of the day, it's looking like it's your call, honey. I do see the conversation as being generated potentially on your side, but it could also be if you should receive it. All right? Now, death is in your strength. Now, that's a magnificent strength. It can scare a lot of people. It can be intimidating to end things. But you know what the bigger superpower is behind that? The willingness to change, transform. How do you see death? I know when to end things. Okay, well, that's step one. But being willing to change from it. I gotta unplug her. I don't know if you heard that. It was Alexa. That bee causes so many problems. And then there's times when it's extremely helpful, which is cool. But there's other times where she just starts talking. It's quite interesting when it's like at night and you're just tuning out and then she says something. And I'm like, why do I have you? Why are you here again? What purpose do you serve? And when she does serve her purpose, it's great. But when she doesn't, she doesn't. Anyway, going back to your strength. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people feel like they would know how to accept endings and trigger them if they need to. But to be open to change from it, to learn from your experiences. Okay, not just bury it or shove it behind you, but the willingness to change and transform. Now that indeed is a superpower. So what have we learned from this, right? This past connection that we're energetically kind of toying with right now. I'm not saying you're diminishing its value. You know, it's kind of like it feels playful. It feels light to you that you could open to this, and it feels exciting. But what have we learned from this? And that's, again, going to lend to your intuitive space. How do I feel about this now? Or am I wanting to connect to this now? What is this informing me of now? Okay. Three of Pentacles in your environment. You're working on something in your environment. It might be that it's a brand new sense of operation, or perhaps some of you just started some new project work, or things are going well in terms of partnership with someone else in your environment. It's coming across as structured and pretty straightforward. So I would say that operations there are going well. Okay. Perhaps some of you are working on some side work and you've made that a bit of a priority in your environment, in your 3D, but it is, mechanically speaking, pretty straightforward. So good luck to you on that particular endeavor, especially if you just started something from the very beginning and it's a little tentative, or you've taken on extra work, like I said, but you look comfortable with it. Okay? I don't see you doing anything that you can't reasonably afford to do in your environment. All right? Seven of Swords, is hopes and fears. Confronting this, in a way, it does feel a little confrontational. Addressing it, it's a bit fearful. You know? Seven of Swords, honestly, we can handle that. But there's something about turning around and giving this our attention. It's a bit intimidating. Hopes and fears is a guarantee of nothing. It's just a reflection of who we are on the inside. That's all. Outcome is the Star. I see you leaning into something that's important to you. And you get to determine what that is. You say, this is my desire, this is my hope, this is my wish upon a star, this is my form of wish fulfillment. You are determining what's important to you. Thus, I see you leaning into the decision, like I said, that's correct for you. Because you know it's important to you. Okay? It's not the absence of importance, but the proof of it. Let's get some advice, please, for Leo. Leo in this person, Leo in this situation, Leo in the process. The Chariot, Justice, King of Wands, whatever it is you move towards, and there you are right there. Justice, the Chariot. Do so from a space of correctness in thyself. This is what's correct for me. This is what I know I should do and want to do. And above all, it feels correct. Balanced. This is a good decision for me. This is a good form of movement for me. Okay? Again, know what balance is for you. What is fair and correct for you. Anything else, please? The Hanged Man, the Moon, Five of Swords. Trust the time that you have taken here to understand your moon energies, particularly in forms of self-sabotage. Trust that you have learned from it. And if that's true, indeed, death is your strength. The willingness to gain perspective on very difficult subjects. Instead of saying, well, that's over, dusting our hands off, walking away. This would suggest then that at some point you learn to look at this situation, yourself, or this person differently. So there was a transformative effect after all. Indeed, whatever it is you decide, know that it's correct, feels correct. Move forward with that confidence. Listen to yourself and trust that what you learned, that while it was difficult, was nonetheless impactful. Taught you a lot about you and this connection. I mean, there's a reason why the energy is currently wanting to play peekaboo with it. It's kind of like, what if I open to this now? You know, I've learned a lot. It seems in some way they have too. I don't feel as I once did. The most I'm suffering from is a little bit of indecision over the subject. That's that Seven of Swords talking. To be direct with this, to be so bold as to open up to it after all this time. I don't know how long. But the star suggests importance. For some of you, this represents last March. For some of you, now in May. Spring, within 2 weeks. Like I said, May-ish. Details, details, details. Number 43. Some of you are quite careful with details. Very specific, carefully articulated. Keyword here emphasized is clarity in the magnifying glass. Examining the scrolls, journals, entries, writing your thoughts, gaining direction, insight. 43. The details, the details, the details. Did I think of everything? And here we have perspective, wisdom gained, having learned from the book of knowledge. Trust what you have learned. But I can see that some of you are quite methodical in nature. Did I cover everything? Did I cover all my bases? Number 43. 26, the deep freeze you. The Lion. We have felt frozen out in this connection, and also once more, transformation, time of winter. Whatever this is has been in rest for a very long time. You did not move towards it. You know? It's in a deep freeze. But the spring is here now. And you feel much different. Like I said, I don't see that affecting you like it once did. You've changed. It's almost like you want to present that change to someone. 26, the deep freeze. My only point of concern is not trusting what you have learned. I can see where the fear of the mind creeps up on you and pulls you back a little bit. It is a tempting space, particularly in that sense of directness, being direct with this, facing it once again or talking to it once more. Other than that, no, I'd say you are quite prepared. I can see that you've done your moon work. Okay. So death here was more than just a power move for you. I can end things. I can accept any ending, no problem. A lot of people start and stop there. Not you. You allowed yourself to be influenced by this. As far as I can tell, the influence was good. We have 2 letters, G, Q. We have the medallion of Cancer in the verse, the keyword here being imaginative. Some of you, key. Yes, indeed, you do have the key, always. The key is always with you, especially during times of difficulty as well as ease. You always have the key. It represents freedom. The freedom to unlock yourself, and then your knowledge, your spirit, everything. But yes, you have the key. We have the wolf, cunning, clever, intelligent, strategic, and mindful of the moon. A bit of a howl there. Don't know why. Some of you howled at the moon. And then we have the music note. Very powerful that is, of course. Music is a language. Some of you speak it very well. Profession, hobby, or frankly, that's just how you tune. Like always, I would encourage that. Okay, Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well. Sag, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me Sagittarius, please. Show me Sag. What's going on? Show me Saggy, please. All right, first card down. The Wheel of Fortune, Reflection, the Lovers, Crowning, 3 Cups. Oh, okay, past Hanged Man, exiting Knights of Pentacles, before you 6 of Cups. Fancy. Ace of Swords, Strength, Environment, Knight of Swords, yeah. King of Cups, yeah. Hopes and fears in the star outcome. If you have any Leo in your chart, perhaps check theirs out. Fire signs are just, well, I haven't done Aries yet, granted, but mind you, some of y'all's feeling really romantical right now. But no, it's beautiful. Tarot is the proof of choice, however, not the absence of it. I can see that you're a busy Sag. Pretty busy. In terms of your environments and your thoughts and your actions, they're actually incredibly high. In terms of your spiritual self and what you're connecting to emotionally, it's kind of soft, it's dreamy, it flows in, it flows out. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune, present day. You're like, I'm thinking about them. Don't ask me who, you know who. This is either yours or it's not, straight away. It's a reflection on the Lovers. And they're kind of in my spirit these days, reflecting on it, the memories of it. There's a lot of memories here with the 6 of Cups. That means they're thinking about you too. So here we have the Lovers and the 6 of Cups, and you two are crossing thoughts and energies and emotions and spiritual connections and the mental stuff. And it's so funny because over here you're like busy thinking thoughts, acting on them, thinking and acting. But then there's a part of you that's like, oh, them. Could it be after all this time? I'm thinking about them. It's gentle. It doesn't hurt. It feels safe. It feels like a safe subject. But yeah, you're kind of in your spirit and in your heart right now. I rather like how they're depicted in this deck. I think this is the Grand Lux Tarot. Three Cups crowning. Same, you know, samesies. It's with you in the heart, wanting maybe in some small way. Again, don't be offended by it. It's either yours or it's not. This is either true for you, it isn't. Let me know if you're that sad, where it's just, there's a soft sort of sigh in your heart about connecting with this person. Oh. Kind of like that. Okay? Just because you're feeling it and, you know, thinking about it does not mean it's requiring you to act on it. Okay? But it's with you. You've had a lot of time to think and learn from this, the Hanged Man. I'm not saying you devoted every waking thought to this connection, but you've had a lot of time to give it perspective, what you learned from it, how you participated. I mean, this, whatever this is, taught you a lot. You try to see things from their point of view. You saw yourself in this connection. Knight of Pentacles is in the past, you know, that sense of slowness, moving away from this very slowly. That's exiting. You live a very fast-paced life over here. Again, it seems to be under your control, so I'm not worried about it. But it's the kind of like careful, slow plodding. Those days are behind you. So whatever path you were walking on that was slow and methodical, maybe carefully articulated or built into, at least when it came to this connection, that's over. The slowness is over. You very much live your life on your terms as you understand is best suited to you. Okay? You make those decisions every day. I see that. I saw that right away. But it seems the luxury of slowness crept out of your life some time ago. But before you in future is the Six of Cups, you know? In some way we're crossing paths with this. It was in your heart, and it looks like it was in their heart in some way too. Okay? What that means, I don't know. I don't know. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Again, just because you were thinking and feeling about this person does not obligate you to connect with them in the real world. Through communication, otherwise it's up to you. It's actually up to the both of you. It takes two to show up, right? But for this Sag, I see that you allow some space for it. Okay? The extent of that and what that means, I don't know. I'll make no promises or guarantees, nor should I. I see things crossing timelines and how we impact each other. For some people, it's long-term. For other people, it's but a moment in time. But nevertheless, it was impactful. You already know how impactful this connection is. You've thought about it. The fact that your heart can still kind of sigh over it to this day means you know. There it is. At some point, crossing you in future. You opened up with it. Been feeling it. They have too. And you've known each other a long time. So in some way you two are connecting already with that soul bond, you know? Ace of Swords is your strength. Yeah. Strong mind you have. I see that. Strong mind, perhaps a bit of what you call a tough cookie. You call people, places, situations, things out on their, you know? And you would do the same for yourself. It's like these thoughts I have, I'm prepared to back them up. That's my strength. Sometimes I'm not exactly the softest. Sometimes I'm described as cutting. But I am honest. You know? If you are coming to me and you don't want honesty, I'm not the right person to come to. That kind of thing. You're very forward about it. Okay? Which it's a great strength, by the way. I love that. It's a great skill to have. And it's not what you would just expect from others. It's what you expect from you. It's like if I don't have this, then I don't have much by way of operations and how I act in the world. So I hold myself to this standard. And so you do. You back it up. Knight of Swords. Man. So not only are you on point, you know, in terms of what it is you think, your hard truths, how you earn them, how you express them, you back it up too. Like I said, Knight of Swords, you're very busy. You can have a tendency to get straight to the point sometimes. Very, like I said, I think some would describe you as cutting, but very efficient. Good communicator, strong mind, strong expectations for yourself and others. Okay. Why I'm telling you this is because I just want you to know if these two lovers cross each other's paths again, you can handle it. Just be honest. That's who you are. Okay. King of Cups and your hopes and fears. Ah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. You're so clearly divided. And not a bad division. But what you think and how you present versus what it is you feel spiritually and emotionally are like completely two different sages. And there it is, the King of Cups. It's like, I'm kind of afraid to open my heart towards this, but I kind of hope I have the opportunity to. Yeah. Hopes and fears are a guarantee of nothing. It's just a reflection of exactly what it sounds like, the humanness. Okay? King of Cups is a beautiful thing. Okay? It claims one heart space. To be so strong in oneself that we can openly give and receive love and not be held up about it. Qualms, misgivings, self-sabotaging tendencies. It's a beautiful thing to be the King and Queen of Cups. You know, you're afraid to open up to this, but you kind of hope that you might be able to, whatever that means. The stars in the outcome. All I can see once more is with Leo. Like I said with Leo, I see what's here, not what isn't. You know, I see what you hope and desire for, and your actions will line up to that. All you're showing me is that this is important to me. But I knew that, and so did you. I knew it's important to you. It was with you from the beginning. And the Wheel of Time is caught up to you now. For some reason, we're thinking about that person. And we're feeling about that person too. And it doesn't look like a threat to me at all. You've had lots of opportunity to learn about this connection and see it from a safe sort of POV, you know? Can we get some advice, please, for Sagittarius? But if it's no good, it's no good. I can see where things, once upon a time, ended for you both, perhaps not on the greatest of terms. Seven of Pentacles, the Lovers, Three Cups. Yeah, see, it wasn't just you, honey. I know. Lovers takes two. Two. 1, 2. Okay. Not trying to flip anybody off there. That's just how that went down. Seven of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Three Cups. Yeah, no, it's been building up on both sides. It's safe. We don't need to rush it. It's a slow thing. Okay. You two have already built up so much experience towards each other as is. So expect a certain level of comfort. If you choose to reconnect, it's now in the reconnect position. Okay. It was on your mind, up here in your crown, in your heart, and thus the Seven of Pentacles makes it more real. Okay. But again, there is a lot of reassurance here that that particular growth in many respects was already established. So what I see here is a comfortable reconnection. Okay. But again, choice. Choice in all things. All right? You don't have... Tarot Lady doesn't mean nothing. This is either yours or it's not. And I'm seeing but one particular choice here. Other Sagittarius will be like, no, not at all. It's not for me. Thank you very much. And others, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, in which case you should have checked out your other placements by now. What's going on? Five of Cups, Eight of Swords, Ten of Cups. There's a soreness in there, a sadness attached to the past of this, and that someone remained perpetually stuck. They didn't understand the significance or meaning in the way of the Ten of Cups. In other words, how do I make this fit? I don't know. It's not obvious. It's not easy. definitely a sense of not easy here. Shut it down. It's just easier not to. How do I emotionally expand with this? I don't know. It seems like the impossible task. I don't want to think about it too deeply. It represents, again, it was up against a brick wall. Somebody succumbed to the stuckness, procrastination constantly, and in the sense of the past. Once more, the Five of Cups. How do I make this work? How do I make it sustaining? How do I find it? How do I find space for this in my life? And somebody was constantly, as soon as they hit that brick wall, they just stopped, or they saw it. They didn't even hit it. They just saw it. It's like, well, that looks impossible to overcome, so they just stopped. Or it's like, you know, for me, it's I exercise a lot, so it's like I see a lot of people give up as soon as they get that first uncomfortable twitch. Oh, that hurt. I guess I'll just stop now. You know, exercising's uncomfortable. That kind of thing. So it's like, so he's just found it to be the impossible task to harmonize with each other in a greater way, in a consistent way. And that's ultimately what caused the division. We didn't want to find the solution, so I don't know who that was, but they have a tendency to give in to that, you know. Hopefully, someone's learned a thing or two in this time apart. I see this happening sooner with that. You have to understand, from my point of view, I'm seeing references from spring 3 outwards to 6. So that would be 3 to 6, or spring to Gemini season, which to me is now. For some of you, it's very soon. At dawn. Oh, yes. As to what dawn, as to what day? Well, seems to me you'll know soon enough. There you go. Some of you are very early risers. The Bone Collector, number 1, Earth energy. But the Bone Collector, there's the wisdom of time. Everything makes sense in the end. Everything is connected in the end. Wisdom of the ancients. So here we have that sense of temperance and the Hermit wrapped up into this. As a little bit of the Hanged Man too. Everything makes sense in time. The Bone Collector. That's not supposed to be a threat. Don't take it as one. Someone is happy and content in their knowledge and who they are, and seeing how things make sense over time. So literally we have a progressive clock down there. We've seen things come and go. We've seen new life come into the world, and we've seen how life exits. Everything eventually has its place in space and time. Very good. Number 1. We have C, G, and P. That's it. It's so weird not to get other trinkets or medallions. That's great. C, G, P. Beautiful. But I need some trinkets. Okay, we have K, O, A. We have the unicorn. Yes, very magic, very unique. I completely agree. Very, very unique. Someone here was not ready in Pisces season. The spirit was there, perhaps, for somebody in terms of the contemplation. But we have 2 concepts of Pisces in the reverse. Someone's just not very in tune with their intuitive self. They're not comfortable with it. And they felt it strongly, perhaps, in Pisces season, but it was withdrawn. Okay? But anyway, intuitive, and then we have, like I said, 2 concepts here related to Pisces, so it could be connecting to their season might have been important, and you might have some very strong Pisces in your chart. But it's hard to release emotion. It's hard to listen to the self if we refuse to release emotion. Okay, Saggy honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Hey, what are we going to see with Aries? This has been interesting. It's like with you and Leo set up this kind of nice blanket of warmth today. I'm into it. But I hope it suits you. That's all that really matters. Anyway, put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up, Aries? What's going on? I'll tell you what. Leo and Sag set us up in a certain way, you know, of expectation and feeling good and warm and cozy. You know, what's going on? Let's see what's going on for you. Show me Aries, please. Three of Cups, crossing Two of Swords, crowning Ten of Cups, past Ten of Swords. Okay, Seven of Swords is exiting. Tower, yours is a little bit more distinct today. We'll get to it. Strengths, Three of Wands. Environment, the Sun. Well, that's good. Ace of Swords, hopes and fears, and the outcome is the Ten of Pentacles. You're a little different. You're confused about whether or not you can keep something together. It's very honest, or you're trying to be honest with yourself. It's not exactly the easiest thing. Got one of Cinnamon's hairs floating here. It's not one of the easiest things to take a look at. Like you're not certain. Confusion crosses you over what looks like a very simple idea of Three Cups. I don't know if I can bring this together, but yours seems to be having more to do with an overall way of life. Okay, as opposed to, say, a strong connection. Not to say that you don't have one, but you're like, your concerns are a little bit more here and now, earthbound. Okay. Crowning you is the Ten of Cups. What's with you all the time? A sense of your inner circle, family, friends, people who are important to you. They're with you all the time. Okay. And there's something here about a particular dynamic. Can you continue to bring it together? Should you? Okay, because it's not just your balance with one person that you have in mind. It's overall the kind of sense of happy, healthy company that's with you. Okay, because something here has been a little bit of a fly in the ointment. Ten of Swords is in the past. There's some disruption here within your inner circle, and it causes you hurt. You know how it affects you hurts. It's painful. You're familiar with it. Seven of Swords is exiting. That's good. That sense of doubting yourself is starting to wear thin. You're going to become a lot more decided real quick. I can kind of see why. There's something about, there's a poor effect taking place overall in your Ten of Cups. And if you're anything like me, you can't have that. You know, this, whatever this is, it's not just about how it hurts or disappoints me. It's how it's hurting and disappointing other folks. Would I like it ideally if we all got along? Absolutely. Is that what's happening here? No. I really don't want my well that supplies everybody, my family and friends, to be poisoned. So it's kind of like, even though I'm not exactly sure what to do, that doubt is substantially leaving. And I see the Tower for you. I think you do the right thing here. I do. You might even have some help along the way, assistance. And it might be disruptive at first. It might be a bit of a shock. I do see that Tower is being generated by you, especially since I saw the Seven of Swords on the decline. That period, that space of doubting yourself, and I don't know if I can keep this particular union, emotional union, in my Ten of Cups. It seems to be negatively affecting everybody, not just me. I don't like that. Because it does feel emotionally threatening. The peace and harmony for whoever else is in there with you, not just you. So you are showing me big picture concepts here today. Okay. The Tower. So yeah, I think this is a case of this is what I need to do. That doesn't mean I'm thrilled about it. Three of Wands is in your strengths. You're like, I can be patient. I can wait. I can give things space if they need it. But don't tell me I wasn't patient or that I didn't do my time waiting to make sure, because I did. Okay? I believe you. That's one of the few times I'm going to see Three of Wands as a strength and be like, yeah, you're right. You gave this thing a lot of consideration, space to breathe, to correct itself, to not judge it, to not push it out of your life immediately as soon as you saw problems. You gave it space to do whatever it is it needed to do, but you're like, okay, enough's enough. I can't have you affecting others. I just can't. You know? I was patient. I had hoped for other things to come in. from you or this situation. It hasn't. But we're at that point now where we've crossed the line, like no going back value. I'm sorry. I've got to ask you to withdraw your influence. I can't and keep faith connecting to this and feel good about it. I just can't. And the sun is in your environment. I think you made a very good choice here. I do. Was it comfortable? No. Did you take ownership of your choice? Yes. Was it correct? Yes, it was. The sun's in your environment. Things are a lot calmer, smoother, warmer, a lot easier too. Sun's in your environment, honey. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. So I know that you are, again, once more looking at big picture here. Okay. It wasn't just about your personal sense or interpretation of happiness and positivity and it's interesting to me that you didn't show me the assumption to help this person heal. It's like you need to figure it out, but also P.S. I don't want you affecting others negatively. You gave them space. Okay, but the sun's in your environment, so I know you did the right thing. It's a lot happier in there. You are too. And the Ace of Swords is in your hopes and fears. Reasonable. Completely reasonable. Given your board here today, completely reasonable. Did I draw the right conclusions and thus act on them too? So we must remember that about the Ace of Swords. It's a hard truth, and then the willingness to back it up because the sword is still a tool. Okay? So reasonable. Hopes and fears is a guarantee of nothing. It is simply a reflection of who we are. And you're like, I hope I made the right choice. I hope I drew the right conclusions. I hope I acted on them appropriately. I believe you did. Was it harsh? Yeah, but then you also had expectations that this would do better, and it did not meet those expectations. You don't want it to continue to poison the well or have the opportunity to do so, so I don't blame you. Again, you're showing me stuff that's important to you. The Sun, 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. And then the outcome is the 10 of Pentacles. Is stability reigns once more. So, good call. You know, horrible call in that sense of responsibility. Saying it, being a little afraid to act on it too. That's completely reasonable. It's like, am I really having to do this? Yeah. But think of it this way. It's coming from a good place in you. And whatever this was, if it was acting and loving or showing up in a way that was good and healthy, would you have been in this position or have been at all tempted to be in this position of ejecting it? You know, you did the right thing. The Sun here, the 10 of Pentacles, the warmth, the happiness, and stability, like I said, reigns once more. So you did the right thing, whatever that chaotic element was. And it doesn't seem so chaotic at first until it proves itself to be more and more. You have experience with it. 10 of Swords in the past does not mean it's over. That means you have experience with that kind of extreme pain and disappointment. And reasonably, you asked yourself, can I continue to connect with this and feel good about it? I mean, no. Whatever this is, fair shot, the phrase fair shot, fair chance, absolutely applies. You gave it space too. And I agree with you. It was not your space or your job to show this situation or person how to heal within the construct of 10 of Cups. That's their responsibility, is to figure out their place and harmonize with it, not make things harder for everyone else. It is your job, however, to express your disappointment and your concern. That is well within your right. But it's like, I'm going to give you the space to figure it out, but I suggest you figure it out. Some people, honey, don't want to work out. They just want to be there to show up and complain and make problems. Not necessarily contribute their best. You know? Knight of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords. Yeah. Yeah, here we have taking action in the best interests of the 10 of Pentacles and 6 of Swords. If I'm being honest with you, I think that's how you directed this. It's like in the best interest for everybody. asking you kind of kindly to leave. There's that direct action, thought, the conveyance of it towards the larger picture that is the Ten of Pentacles. I do see you asking someone to leave. It's like your efforts here are not welcome, or your energy is not welcome. My job is to stabilize this thing and grow it. And I see you as someone who is refusing to get along, help, or contribute. Maybe you should go your own way. You know? Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups, Ten of Cups. Yeah, there you go. Once more, that came from a loving space in you. It went beyond you. It really did. Do you personally love this? Yes. To the point where you keep putting up with the antics of it? No. That's because you have others on your mind and literally in your heart. You're showing me a huge maternal instinct here to protect what you love. Okay. You did ask someone to kind of leave the premise. Emotionally as well as in terms of physical 3D. All I can tell you is that it was correct. I've seen it. It was uncomfortable though. I understand. You know? For some of you, this represents a family member you had to kick out because they weren't contributing. They were a leech. Who knows what. Something like that. Or someone who was just perpetually sour and draining. And it was affecting others, wearing on others, you know? On a cloudy day. So for some of you soon, okay, it's just on a cloudy day. Where this tower represents that cloudy day. All right? Some people, you know, you have to give them a push in order for them to go find themselves. But them just kind of stewing in this energy wasn't finding themselves. It was just stewing and making other people miserable too. No. What's going on? Okay. Wishing well. You do wish them well. But mask is off. Wishing well. 48. Storm. Here it is. Several times. Cloudy day. Storm. The tower. Stormy field. There it is. Yeah. Okay. It's a coming and deep freeze. Someone's not permanently. It might have felt like it's permanent, but currently in a frozen state. This represents the opportunity to change, but right now there's no movement, frozen in place. Okay? And by that I mean winter. We still have the opportunity here to transform, but it takes strength to do so. Otherwise, someone's just going to see themselves as being stuck and with no resources to do anything different, whereas the Lion is extremely resourceful, very strong. But if you see yourself as frozen, with nothing at your disposal, you'll sit there and you'll suffer the winter. So again, this is an opportunity for someone to dig deep and remember this strength, or become acquainted with it and transform. 26, 9, and 48. We have T, F, K, 2 Ks. T, F, K, K, N, and the medallion of Capricorn, Libra, and Scorpio. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart, could be connecting to, or their seasons might be important to you. Okay, Aries, honey, I do hope this has helped you. This one was very interesting. I also think it was incredibly straightforward. I think you've made some good choices here, but at first it's going to feel very uncomfortable. But regardless, I think you're doing very much the right thing for you and yours, okay? Because, yeah, the bigger picture here is what you are focused on. I wish you well, but you clearly do not fit in here. Would I like you to? Yes, we had all hoped that you would. But you have not figured out your place here someday. Perhaps you need to figure out your place elsewhere. Okay? I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's going on for Aquarius? Show me Aquarius, please. Show me Aquarius. First card down, the Magician. Crossing, King of Wands. Oh, yeah. Crowning, Two of Pentacles. Past the World. Exiting, Page of Swords. Before you, Page of Cups. Okay. Strengths, Ten of Wands. Two of Wands is in your environment. Hopes and fears, Two of Cups. The Hermit is in the outcome. Straight away, you opened up with a manifesting. I think. Are you asking me or are you telling me? Because we need to get this sorted. Because I will confirm for you, whether or not you're fully acknowledging this, you are manifesting. Okay, something here attracts you with the King of Wands, but we haven't fully acknowledged it because it's on the sideways. So I would just say open up to that. Accept the feeling. It's either true for you or it's not. But something here pulls on you in terms of interest, hope, passion, ambition, something like that. Something here pulls on you. It compels you. So you need to know that you're doing it, because Two of Pentacles, you're like, I'm not necessarily convinced of that. I wouldn't even know what to give that anyway, even if it showed up. We got to figure it out. Okay? You got to, because something's showing up for you. So the state it kind of arrives in and how you receive it are going to come under question if we don't fully acknowledge our manifestation here. But something here compels you. Something here attracts you. Now, the World is in your past. I know something for you closed out, or it's in the process of completely closing out. So you know what that means, though, right? As a door closes or closes out, we might be interested in opening a new one. But you're showing me hesitation. I don't know if I'm claiming that energy. I don't know if I'm claiming that direction yet, but you are, though. Energetically, you are. And just because you can't quite see it in your reality, it's because it hasn't really come through yet. It hasn't fully taken shape. What will help you with that view or that feeling is to acknowledge that you are. I mean, completely acknowledge it. It's almost like you're saying, it kind of be nice, but I don't want to take it seriously. Oh, but you are manifesting. And when this comes through, I want you to be in a position to receive it. We can only do that once more if we're completely aware of it. Like I summoned this or I asked for this. Okay. But yeah, no, I mean, something for you, the World's in the past. It's done or it's in the process of completing or wrapping up. So whatever that cycle is to you, you know, when I see things like that, I always want to say congratulations, because endings should be acknowledged just as much as new beginnings. New beginnings, they get all the credit, you know. And they can be exciting, of course, and you want to celebrate others on their path, but also just take a moment to acknowledge that that chapter in your life is closing or coming to a close, and it's put you in the space of something new. Now, Page of Swords on the way out. That's fine by me. There's something here we give very little thought to, or we don't want to give thought to anymore. Therefore, action. Anything else, Page of Swords out. You know, it's like the Page of Swords stopped trending. That sense of smallness, not really looking into it, that sense of hanging back and feeling like we can't do nothing and there's nothing we can do or whatever, that sense of helplessness, that's on the way out. What's trending these days is a Page of Cups, being a little more open than closed off. So, you know, just feeling helpless and there's nothing I can do and there's nothing to look forward to yet, that's on its way out. You're trying to open up. I see it here. And you want to. I'm not telling you anything that you aren't already experiencing in some way. I just want you to acknowledge it. And again, that's if this is yours. If it's not, check out your other placements. Page of Cups. Because, yeah, you're opening to something. There's a softness and you're trying to come out. That sense of detachment and smallness and I can't do nothing. Those days are over. You can do something. And you want to. Okay? Ten of Wands is in your strengths. You're like, I can handle a lot of yeah. So when I see things like that, Ten of Wands in strength, just because you can doesn't mean you should, but know your limits. If you're saying you can carry a lot, I believe you. You know, you're saying hard times don't freak you out, and that's wonderful. That's good, because we're going to have those, right? So I agree with you in many respects that Ten of Wands is a strength, but just also, P.S., know your limits. Don't take on more than you know you can or should. Okay? I don't want you to hurt yourself. But yeah, no, I believe you when you say that's a strength. Now, Two of Wands is in your environment. Very open-ended. Very open-ended. You're open there to suggestion, some decision-making. That's what I call decision-making light. It's not as frustrating as the Two of Swords or the Two of Pentacles. Two of Wands suggests I'm trying to live in the here and now. So again, it's very open to suggestion. You're like, I'm open to making decisions. I'm open to pathway. I'm open to left or right, A or B. I want choices. You're saying you do. You want choices in your environment, and that's good. So that's decision-making, pathway stuff, choices light. It's not very imposing, which is good. Now we jump over here to Two of Cups and Hopes and Fears. Aha! There it is. The plot thickens. So, yeah. Hopes and fears, by the way, a guarantee of nothing. Just, I want to know what's going on the inside of people. Yours was pretty honest. At Two of Cups, I kind of hope for an emotional union. Love. Kind of afraid of it too. Yeah. Why do you think I'm saying such a shy Page of Cups? You know, and you're like, I'm kind of manifesting, but I don't know that I am. I'm not totally convinced you are. Okay. I want you to celebrate choice. Not just in your environment, but what you're feeling too. Because you are asking, dear universe, for something. You're asking for opportunity to be available to you. You're asking for emotionality in some way to be available to you. So let's stop with this Two of Pentacles stuff. Okay? I don't know. Yeah, you do. You're in the position. I want you to feel it. I'm not saying you have to rush into anything. I would never. I'm saying this is within you. I'm not telling you, Aquarius, you have to. This is what's within you. I'm just reporting it, honey. I'm verifying it. That's it. Okay? You will feel that tentative, sensitive little heart space soon enough for yourself. It's almost shy, but it's sweet. And it's better than this. And it's better than floating this Two of Pentacles about, I don't even know what manifesting looks like. But yeah, no, you're open to suggestions anyway, so let's do this thing. Two of Cups, hopes and fears. Okay, fine. Reasonable. But I want you to lean into the hope, not the fear. You'll have an emotional union in time, but you got to be more available to it first, because it's already with you. The Hermit and the outcome, we'll take that. Sense of continuing the path first and foremost, absolutely. Understanding that we don't know everything yet, right? We're walking that path. We're gaining experience as we speak. Some of you have quite a bit of experience behind you in terms of where you've come from and why, all right, and how you see yourself today. So pretty wise, you can handle this, right? You were familiar with the subject of active healing, which Hermit's my favorite card for that reason. Not Temperance, not Four of Swords, the Hermit. Don't get me wrong, those two are beautiful, but the Hermit's the guy for healing here. It's based on real insight, reflection, wisdom, experience. I know you got this. Okay? You've experienced cycles before. You've experienced that tentativeness before. You've felt this shyness before. You have felt this sense of coming back to life before. And what's it going to look like this time? Well, the more you know, the more you'll experience it, you know? And for some of you, commitment and time. Let's just get you started, honey. I just want to get you in the more recognized, I suppose, starter package of opening up. Let's get you equipped with that first. Queen of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Oh, there it is. There's something. Page of Pentacles, little guy. Let's kick this thing off. Something here represents the comfort zone, but more than that, a sense of shared worth with someone whom we know. Six of Cups is someone of the past. Soul bond energy there, if nothing else. Even if you don't believe in soul bonds, again, we've known this person a long time. So you and this person have a unique emotional memory towards each other. It's expressed differently for every soul bond, but there's someone here who represents comfort and quality. Perhaps starting in that direction. If anything, maybe just even opening up to them, you know? Page of Pentacles isn't a lot. Even opening up to them out of support. Perhaps it's been a long time since we talked to this person. Because they're going to bounce back onto you. That love and support that perhaps you need at this time. Regardless if it's an intimate connection or not. It's a good place to start, though. Knight of Swords, Devil, 5 of Wands. Oh, fear to take action. It's pretty strong. I'm not accusing you of anything. That would explain the hesitation. That's all. You know, otherwise you would like a new beginning, but there's a lot of hesitation about getting it started and moving it forward. Afraid to take action. The Knight of Swords, Devil, 5 of Wands. So different compared to your advice. Start simply, beautifully. Get support from that unique person whom you know. Again, may not be intimate, but it's a good place to start. Someone who can confirm your sense of self-worth, love, care, being, TLC. But first, we got to get past the sense of fear to act. That is a fear to act. That is directly in conflict with what it is you would do. Fear to act, fear to get it started. I think that's true for a lot of people, isn't it? The hardest part is starting the thing. There's fear there. Nasty guy right there. Direct action. Hauling ass right there. Taking care of business. Be afraid to move, Aquarius. Don't do anything. Don't even think in that direction. You're not prepared. You're not equipped. There's nothing that will meet you out there halfway. It's not true at all. That's his job, is to lie. Fears lie, right? That's shadows. Shadows specifically surrounding action. And yet your advice is to start simply. That would explain, though, the hesitation about fully acknowledging your manifestation and what's that even going to look like. And I know you know better. You're much more comfortable being in it, right, after something's been established. Carrying the weight of it, the responsibility of it. Getting something started, kicking it off, though. Ugh. That sounds horrible, Christina. Can I just fast forward and be in it where I have the responsibilities and... Well. Just fun in the beginning, too. But if you try to approach it with dread, you will be met with dreadful results. Okay, so again, let's try to change our thinking a little bit. That's all. Uh-oh. Within 2 years, for some of you, I'm not telling you 2 years. I'm saying for some of you, this is a 2-year process. For some of you, it's taking 2 years to close out this cycle. For some of you, it will take you 2 years before you can get into a space where you stop fearing action, moving towards these tentative pages and this hesitant manifestation. For some of you, that's what this Hermit represents, getting back on the path and re-remembering yourself and your experience and taking into consideration good counsel. Okay. It could be a 2-year process, absolutely. It's not to discourage you. It's just to suggest, yeah, some of us have more work to do than others before we're ready. You know, some people, they close a cycle, they're ready the next day for a new beginning. Good for them. That's not most people, though. Most people need a little more time. And frankly, I wouldn't trust that person. It's like, okay, well, this major event in my life just closed out. Starting fresh. I wouldn't trust that. No. They got as much problems as the next person and just passing off like they don't. Yeah, so don't be offended by the 2 years. Actually, I was expecting some of you to show me I haven't come outdoors to play in like 10 years. That's what I was expecting to see, actually. So that's an improvement. It healed the ouch. Yeah, 38. It healed the ouch. Here we have a support person. Okay, healed the ouch. I haven't fully healed. No. Some of you are still decompressing from this. You're used to carrying a lot of weight. We saw that. And being in something, in your estimation, is easier than generating new activity. I understand that. You gotta heal the ouch, though. Because one day you're going to want to be prepared. In the storm fields, we're still recovering from the storm or the tower. Okay? So let's give ourselves that sense of insight, too. I just want you to acknowledge that manifestation. You've gone to a space from, I don't want nothing and I'm not thinking about nothing, to, I want a little something. But I'm not being very clear with myself on what that means. And frankly, I'm terrified to take action in that direction. Because that would mean that this cycle really, well and truly is done. That would mean that I am asking for myself and from the universe for more than where I've come from. That means I need to generate new activity. So it has a lot of meanings too. Okay. If you need more time, you need to get back on that path to healing, so be it. It's your timeline, honey. But please do acknowledge that you're asking for a little more these days, not less. Okay. We have the letters J, Y, B. We have the ladybug. Bit of luck there, touch of luck. Yes, that's always a good thing. And we have the medallion of Sag, the keyword here being optimist. Some of you have some very strong Sag in your chart, can be connecting to, or the seasons might be important to you. Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comment. Oh, mountain. Just saw that. Sometimes cards hit the table and I don't notice. That means I'm not supposed to see them. I saw that one. Mountain. Overcoming the odds. Seems impossible. Locked in a silent scream. I cannot overcome this challenge. Yes, you can. Hard part's actually over already. Think of it that way. See beginnings as celebratory. And not just an obligation because something ended. Okay. Just as I would celebrate those endings too, acknowledge them, recognize them, cycle complete, job well done. We did the best we could with that one. Okay. But no, you've already gotten to the summit of whatever that mountain is. You can come down safely the other side now. Number 6. Okay, Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What is going on for Gemini? What's up? All right, first card down. The World, straight away, crossing, 5 of Pentacles. It stands to reason then. King of Swords, crowning. Past the Wheel of Fortune, yeah. Exiting Knight of Wands, and before you the Fool. Nice way to line up there. I'm not saying it was easy, clearly it wasn't, but you're lining up well. Okay, Strengths, Queen of Cups, beautiful. Environment, Knight of Swords, Well, the Lovers and the Hopes and Fears. Outcome, 3 of Pentacles. Okay, wow. Like I said, you are lining up very well. Excellent. So this all represents time. The Wheel of Fortune is here. The World is here. I do know that this is completing. It's on the edge of being done. Whatever it is, it's on the edge of... there is still something here of realistic time, energy, and effort it's taking to invest to close out this cycle. It also kind of represents the remnants of what it is you're trying to clear out. Okay. Whatever this is broken. It has been for some time. And right now you're showing me I'm giving to this a little bit in the effort to officially clear it up. So there is a cycle here closing out. You're like, I'm super aware of it. King of Swords. I was there. And you're still there. And you have rationally, logically concluded this is correct. I'm not going to disagree with it. Like I said, it's very much in alignment. I know. I know Gemini when they've made up their mind. You know? And you've made up your mind. There you are. It's like whatever this was, if I could have fixed it, I would have done. but I can't do. So I'm giving it whatever it needs right now to finish it up. And we're going to wrap this one up. We're going to call this one a day. Okay. So that cycle is closing out. You're aware of it. Wheel of Fortune's in the past. You've had some really strong reflections on the subject already. They're showing me insight. Yeah, this is how it was. This is where I'm at now. This is what I've concluded. This is where this whole thing ended up. And that's unfortunate. Okay? You're still a person. You're still affected by this. You're like, I've had all the reflections I can possibly bear on this particular subject. But time has kind of spoken for itself on this particular subject matter. So it's, again, you're showing me this is no conflict for you up here. Knight of Wands is on the exit. You don't have the energy for this anymore. Whatever this is, it represents a negative space of energy for you. It's like you're withholding any sort of... that's an active withhold, which, again, I completely agree with. In that sense of positivity, hope, positive energy, I mean, vitality or passion, you're like, I have those things, but not for this situation. I withhold all that. Right now, I'm still looking at this from a logical, rational point of view. And every day, I come back with the same results. This is correct. Yes, no, excuse me if I refrain on the best energies for this. I'm not jumping for joy about it. I'm not enthusiastic about it. But I also don't want to give this or feed this any sort of false hope. I'm not into that. Good. Good. Before you, shortly, soon enough, the Fool. The beginnings are in order. It's going to be such a powerful surge for you. Seeing where you come from. And how long this has taken, I don't know, but you're showing me a very succinct energy, thought process, and action towards it. So I know that you are wrapping this up, and you're doing so with a sense of mental clarity and dignity, and this is what needs to be done. So again, bravo. And knowing yourself and what has to be done. It's not the easiest of things for folks. It really isn't. I don't care what your sign is. It's just not easy to do. No. You're like, I have no problem closing this out and the other. That's a child talking. For most people, they have to understand it, come to terms with it. And if we do, we have a certain level of grace and dignity and about the whole thing, which is what you're showing me. So again, good job in lining it up. I always advocate this to people. You have to do what's right for you, but that means you have to invest in yourself. What does that mean? Right? You had to take time to understand what that means, then act on it accordingly. So, good job handling this whole thing the way that you've done. I don't know what this represents, but you would know. You're either that Gemini, where a cycle is actively closing, and you're giving it bare minimum investment in order to wrap it up, or you're not. Okay? You're either withholding your best possible energies for it, sense of hope and positive energy. You know, it's kind of like saying, when you turn around and be like, okay, I'm closing this out, you're not going to be like, okay, I'm closing this out. I want you to feel really, really good about it, though, because it helps alleviate my sense of guilt or conscious about it, and therefore give you or the situation false hope. Go team. You're actually like, no, okay, this is what we're doing today, what I need to do today, what I need to do today, because this is really real, and I need this situation to understand that. Okay, so there you go. That's the difference between how you're experiencing it and then kind of showing your energetic value in terms of emotion. Okay, so again, I completely agree. But then the Fool's before you in future. New beginnings. Look at that burst. Look at that sense of openness. Look at that. So different, right? Obviously, what you're showing this is the parts that you must show this. It's not the personal you, clearly. Yeah, there's that Fool right there. Beautiful. Right there on the bridge. Very happy for you. Queen of Cups is in your strengths. Beautiful. Love it. You're saying you love a full heart. You're all about that full heart. You are open to giving and receiving in the clemency of your feelings. It's like, I take none of it back. This is what I feel. This is who I am. So again, showing nothing personal here. But who you are personally is very rich. This no longer has access to it. Okay? Be it a situation, place, circumstance, or person, it no longer has access to your inner world. And it's a very rich inner world, one of passion and vitality and sense of love, purpose. And purpose from the heart. You do believe in the power of love. I know that sounds cheesy, but hey, I love me some cheese. Gouda in particular is my favorite. You know, and I love it. I love that. It's a great strength to have. It's beautiful. It's also intuitive. So it speaks to the intuitive place. You value love as a strength. I love it. Knight of Swords in your environment. Like I said, we're still acting from a place of your conscious effort. So I can see that your environment there is what you're cleaning up specifically. And I mean environment. It's either home, work, or a combination of those things. So here we have the finalization of these concepts, but your personal energy is only accessible to you at this time. Not always. The Lover's you. Your power card is in the hopes and fears. Are you being the best Gemini you can be? Okay. Am I being true to myself? Well, you've already arrived to that conclusion. You are being true to yourself. But in terms of hopes and fears, you wonder. I would say that you are. Yes, absolutely. But that's not it, is it though, Gemini? You've arrived 1,000 times over to the conclusion that this is what's right for me. And it's difficult, but I'm on it. I'm taking care of business. Even if business is uncomfortable, I'm taking care of it. So I don't really, because it is your power card, I don't see that as you questioning your higher self. No, I think you got that part worked out. I think here in the hopes and fears, you're showing me classically what other people will show me. Who the Lovers is not their power structure. You wonder if you'll ever have a strong connection or a very divine connection, one that speaks to you personally. Hopes and fears is a guarantee of nothing. It's simply a reflection of who we are on the inside. And you wonder, you hope for someone like you. You're afraid that won't be the case. I see you working on something in the future, some sort of partnership, friendship, from the beginning, if you will. Let's get some advice. You're open to a new beginning. You literally believe in the power of love and all that yummy, yummy stuff. You think you won't have a strong connection again? Nah. Honey, you're that person. You're just waiting to be experienced. You are just waiting to be experienced in someone's mind, spirit, their heart, their sex. You're just waiting. You are just waiting to be someone's experience. Let me tell you, it's... No. I can see, though, that when you want to separate your mind from your emotion, you can, you will. But in this instance, it makes perfect sense. This is the definition of taking care of business, but that doesn't mean it's comfortable. Nothing random or impulsive about this, but you clearly section off your personal self. Whatever that is no longer has access to it. You're still clearing it up, though, in your environment. No false hope, though. I respect that. No false energies. Very straightforward. Four of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups. Yeah. Not sure yet how to participate in being open to love, options in love. What does that mean? What does that look like? We're showing restraint for now. All right, that's fine. That makes perfect sense. Seven of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Ten of Wands. Gosh, I see. You're having to show restraint right now. I would never know to look at you that you are clearing this up, but oh my goodness, this takes up so much of your energy right now. It's very demanding, isn't it? You said you got it. I completely believe you. There's no contradiction there. You do got this. You are investing bare minimum to close this cycle out. I did see you taking active action in your environment towards the same cause. But oh my gosh, it wears on you. It wears on you so much more than you would give away on the surface. You don't let it show at all. Okay. You're saying now you can't afford to open up. You don't have the time to spare. Okay. You're saying this is hard for you. You want your new beginning. And you often go back and forth on opening up in your feelings. But you said time and again it's best to withhold or refrain for now. You said you didn't... It's almost like you're saying you didn't realize how much this would wear on you, even though you were prepared to close that cycle. Actually doing the thing is taking high levels of energy to execute that cycle, to make sure it's done and cleared up. You're saying it's taking up a lot more space than you anticipated. Yeah. Because on the surface, you got it, right? I'm done with this, and I know that. I'm not even feeding it false energy, but even then it's like it's taking you so much to withhold your personal self from this, to not show it any emotional attention, but you are still obligated to clear it up. It's taking up a lot of space. Okay. Okay. Nevertheless, I do see you persisting. I really do. So that new beginning for you in time, May. Yes, I will do a time check, of course. Gosh. That does look tiresome. Four of Swords, Ace of Cups, the Emperor. Gosh, you want it. I told you, it's not that you don't want it. You ache for it. You do. You really, really do. You ache for it. You do. Goodness me. It's not that you haven't thought about it. You thought about it 1,000 times. A big part of you just wants to open up to that new beginning. Love is your strength. It's like, I can't deny it. You know, I hope I have my equal one day. And you do. Four Swords. You want your heart to be ready to... It's prepared heart space coming from that Emperor. You want it to be relaxed and open, easy. You want to stand up for what you feel. You want to stand up for what you believe in, which is love. It's gorgeous. But it's taking you a lot more energy to clear this up than perhaps you had anticipated, particularly and not emotionally investing in it. Not even telling this when you had a good day or when you've had a bad day. You're like, none of it. It's taking a toll on you. Because I actually think you're otherwise quite an emotional creature, and by that I just mean you tend to be very loving and or generous. So it's taking you a lot not to show that to the situation. It's very consuming. Or it would be, if you allowed it. Okay, let's do a time check then. That Fool's not around, not right around the corner, as I had thought or hoped. Yes, but I agree. I want that heart ready and prepped up too, just like you. The next time love is available to you, Friday. I don't think it's going to be a Friday, no. I don't know. But a Friday might be a day of impact or of importance to you. At dusk in reverse. Okay. On Friday, what Friday, I don't know. There'll be something of impact for you to see for yourself. It'll take place prior to dusk. Okay? I don't know. I was hoping to see when your Fool would be more available. Because your environment's still engaged with this. Okay. I'm frustrated. On a windy day. Get out of here. Okay. Yeah, I keep pressing the point. They're going to give me the same results. And I already know. And so I got to report it back to you. So with the Fool, you might notice is the only card, number 0. He's ready when he's ready. Or she's ready. Okay. There's no real references to time. A new beginning is going to be a strong innate feeling. You feel it when you're more ready. I just know it'll be available to you when you are. Okay. I know that's frustrating, but honestly, No one can dictate your Fool, which is why I say know the difference between Fool positive and Fool negative. Fool negative is being foolish, forcing yourself to do something or open up when you probably know that you shouldn't, or it's not the time, or the feeling's off. And then there's positive Fool, when you're just freaking ready. Okay. All right. But yeah, something here is taking up a lot more energy than you had hoped it would. It's a strain to not show this thing any emotion, because that's just not who you are. Number 13, solitude. You try to isolate from this, or you're trying to get that situation away from you. Solitude. 13, more peace. It needs more peace. I think you come across this way as someone who just needing solitude. If Gemini can wrap themselves up in the fortress of solitude, you would. That you just want to be left alone. I think that's the story you're pushing this. But it's just not who you are. But right now you're acting from that space of solitude. I just want to be left alone. I don't need to be connected to anybody or anything or any situation. I hope you understand. But no, you actually have quite a rich emotional world, and that's where you'd rather be. I will see more progress when you have more progress. Okay, that's all. Just please know that how you're lining yourself up to a new beginning is quite admirable, but it's taking a toll, yes. All right. You're going to be okay. We have the letter P. We have the medallion of Cancer in the verse, the keyword here being imaginative, and we also have the medallion of the medallion of Scorpio, snowflake, transformation, time of winter. So you might have some strong Cancer and or Scorpio in your chart. It could be connecting to other seasons, might be important to you. And then we have the Tree of Life for the Ten of Pentacles. Your foundation is important to you. So you are carefully tidying this up because you do believe in strong roots, longevity, and core principles. All right? They're with you. Okay. Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What is going on for Libra? All right, first card down, Ace of Wands, crossing, King of Pentacles, crowning you, Page of Swords. Okay, Seven of Wands is in the past, exiting, Seven of Pentacles, before you the Five. Strengths, the Ace of Cups, beautiful. Environment, Page of Wands, the Emperors and the Hopes and Fears. Outcome is the Four of Swords. I see you contemplating communication and whether or not that's a good thing. If you wanted to make the investment, you could. Let's make that clear. You're questioning the worth or the value of it. Should I bother? Should I bother? Talking to this, putting out the communication, because your idea of worth here is skew over the subject. Like if I wanted to, I could. It's like that would be a super easy investment on my part. King of Pentacles. What's an Eight of Wands to me? It's nothing. It's talking. It's a pretty simple investment. Like that's not the point. The point is that communication worthy of me. Page of Swords. Very small insight crowning you on this one. In other words, you haven't looked at it too deeply. It's not an accusation. Don't take it as one. Seven of Wands is in the past. You're used to blocking this. Or you're used to being very firm with it. But you're showing me maybe I should let my guard down. And it's coming from a very small Page of Swords, though. Huh. You're so adamant to being like, You clearly have your walls and or boundaries up when it comes to whatever's on the receiving end of that communication. Seven of Pentacles, though, is on the exit. I mean, I'm seeing non-growth twice. So the stagnation's trying to exit your life. Something here is non-successful or plateaued, and that's exiting, right? You clearly don't want that. But Five of Pentacles before you in future, it's officially parting ways with this, officially not giving any energy to it. I don't quite know. It looks so small through my eyes. I don't know why you're contemplating it at all. Even you're like, it would cost me nothing to put that out there, but I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should bother. You know, I don't want to reintroduce brokenness or stagnation into my life either, so it may not serve a purpose, okay? Ace of Cups is in your strengths. I believe that. Strong heart. Big heart. You believe in what you feel. You believe in love. Okay, that's beautiful. That's a good strength to have. Page of Wands in your environment. You're saying, I'm open. I could be. The Emperor, though, is in your hopes and fears. Am I being empowered? There it is again. Questioning one's worth. Am I being empowered in this? Because I want to do the right thing for me, but I question it. Four Swords is in the outcome. We need to rest on this a little bit. I don't know why a bit of communication is causing you so much self-doubt and conflict. So, I mean, just based on what I'm seeing here today, I think the answer would be no. But I want you to do what's right for you, or rather what you feel is for you. Because you have a feeling here that suggests I actually believe in open-heartedness and forgiveness and love, but I don't want my worth to be questioned by communicating with this either. So the outcome for you is you're going to rest on this a little bit. Four Swords. Reflect on it before you commit to any sort of action here. All right, let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please. I'm no wiser honey, I don't know. It seems like such a simple thing, but you put a lot of worth concepts, empowerment concepts in there. Again, once more, you're coming from that space of I'm used to blocking this, not communicating with it at all. That's a boundary I have in place. That's a resistance I have in place. Four of Cups, King of Wands, Five of Swords. Huh. Okay. Perhaps recognize this is coming from a place of self-sabotage. You know. It's not your emotional openness that was pretty straightforward. It's that sense of self-worth that was giving me the bat signals, if you will. Something's not right. Something's not right. You're questioning your worth way too much over that Eight of Wands. It's a form of self-sabotage, honey. I mean, you could put that communication out there like that. It would mean nothing to you. It would cost you nothing. But there is a sense of dignity here. That you say that you question. And if you have to question your sense of Emperor that hard, if you have to question your King of Pentacles self that hard, something's not right. Because I don't question your strength with the Ace of Cups. I don't question your willingness to be open. You showed me that. But the Page of Swords is crowning. It's like very little thought's been put into this. And that's where the self-sabotage is coming from. If something tells me you know what to expect. Disappointment. But we don't want to see that. And that's why we kind of reduce or crown our thoughts here to a Page of Swords. I'd rather not see that part. But you know where it is showing up? This is what happens when we act in a contradiction. So you know where this is showing up, though? Is your concern over your worth. Will it be questioned? I don't want my empowerment to be questioned. Then perhaps don't put that communication out there. because that's where the contradiction is. I don't want to think about that too much. That's exactly what we need to think about. I don't want you to do anything that would personally put you in a state of thinking less of yourself. It's not easy always wearing the crown, is it? I know in some way you love this. It's not a crime. But your feeling for it should not override your own sense of dignity or self-worth. You know, if you can't give out of love and receive it in equal, then how good can it be? And I don't want you to have to devalue yourself in order to relearn that about why you block this and why you don't communicate with it and why you don't share energy with it anymore. Okay? Let me tell you something. Our strengths are strengths, but they can also be our weakness. There's times when having a big heart can feel like a weakness. And you have so much attached to you in terms of responsibility and sense of self and fortitude and strength of will. I don't want that to be compromised because you're showing energy to something, situation, place, circumstance, or person that you know you shouldn't. Or rather, you just know it's not good for you because it won't be returned from a good place. You know it. You just know that. So I don't know what's going on in your life that this is being prompted right now, why this is on your mind. I just see how it plays out. And honey, you finally got this thing, this stagnation out of your life. It's exiting. It's been exiting. And that Five of Pentacles before you, perhaps officially break from this. Don't give to it, but that's up to you. I can't tell you what to do, you know? I mean, I can give you advice and stuff, but ultimately you're your own person. I want you to do what's right for you at the end of the day. I just read the cards, man. You know, that's all I do. I report. I admit this one's unusual for you. You might be new, in which case, hi. How you doing? Okay. Anything else in here, please? And also, P.S., if you are on the receiving end of this communication and you want to know if you should respond, you got the same answer, babe. I really don't give a shit where the Eight of Wands is coming from. I don't. I don't care if you're thinking about generating it or if you're on the receiving end of it. The result is the same. You see how it would be the same regardless. Well, what if they sent it to me? The idea of you responding, does it make you feel this? Or does it make you feel like this? Small. Just small. The High Priestess, Two of Swords, Nine of Swords. You are allowing the fears of your mind to override your intuitive self. You already have the answer in there. But your mind is like, no, I don't. Why is this coming up for you now? After you've done such a job blocking this or rejecting it or putting walls up around it. What is prompting this now? I mean, I get it. If you're on the receiving end of communication and you're like, I could give to this, technically, yeah, I could. I get that. That would be the prompter. Okay, but for those of you who are thinking about generating that communication, where is this coming from? I see time has passed. Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, the Emperor. There it is. No, you made that decision to walk from this. You did. You made that decision. There's the Emperor. You're a proud Emperor. You have some very strong Aries in your chart. That was a very strong decision that you made between me, myself, and I. That was your decision to walk. So why is it with you now? About talking to this after all this time? I suppose you would know best. But such little insight. I don't want to put too much thought into it. Oh, you put a lot of thought into it when you walked, so remember that. Okay, you put a lot of thought into it. When you not only mentally cut this out, you emotionally detached from it too. And that came from a place of empowerment. So don't forget that. So I can see where you have a big, beautiful heart, and that can sometimes feel like your weakness. I get that. I understand that in some way you still love this. Or you care about it. And why the sentiment is with you now and it's pulling on you. I don't know. I just know that your reaction is that you doubt your worth when you do it. And I hate that. I don't want to see that for you. Which means it's not returned or appreciated. And then you put yourself through all that for nothing. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Okay? I got you at such a specific moment in time. The sacred pool, 47. That retreat space. Take that retreat space. A sacred pool, a space of reflection and how you see yourself specifically. Only you would understand it. That's your sacred pool. Only you are able to look upon it and gaze upon it and see your reflection, understand where it's coming from emotionally. That's that Four Swords. You need to rest there in that space. And maybe just listen to yourself and try to release this, because I can see that you're also intuitive, but the fears of your mind are not allowing you to tune into what's already there. So take that time, take that space, and understand what's right for you above all. Number 47. This one was so specific. You know, I might have encouraged you to talk to this or respond to it. I see your heart's in a good place. You have a very strong sense of self. But you told me you perceive talking to this as not just a weakness, but something that crosses you is wrong. It would be self-sabotaging in nature, and that's it. That's all I needed to see. So long as you interpret communication with this as being self-sabotage, then it probably is. That's it. I didn't need to see anything further. That's all. I hope it helped you. Otherwise, I tell people, oh yeah, absolutely, you're overthinking it. Reconnect, you're fine. It's time. You two have learned your shit. This is like, if I did this, in some way, I would feel less about myself. I don't advocate that. I'm not into that. Okay? Oop, that's my tummy. Excuse me, it must be time for my break. Okay, we have the letters H, E, T, K. We have the Pegasus. You have the right to take action. You have the right to fly, to choose to fly. You have the wings. You are Pegasus. We have the Seahorse. One of the trinkets of Pisces. You might have some very strong Pisces in your chart. We also have Scorpio here. So Pisces, Scorpio, very strong, either in your chart. That would also explain the Ace of Cups for some of you. Could be connecting to other seasons, might be important to you. But yes, I can see where some of you are deeply passionate and you have very strong love. But the Seahorse also, as much as we might feel, there is an obligation there to keep it to ourselves, at least when it comes to this particular situation. Otherwise, I think you are the person who would show your heart if you felt safe to do so. Okay? If it was appreciated, I think you would. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Thursday check-in. And of course, happy birthday. What's going on, please, for Taurus? I took my standard break between yours and Libra's. As we see, the scarf did not make it. No. Lovely scarf, very nice. Itchy. Low-key itch for like 2 hours there. Yeah. So like I said, it didn't come back with me. No. What's going on? What's going on for Taurus, please? That being said, apologies if you see or get a glimpse of an unsightly bra strap. Scandal. What's going on? Now, I honestly don't care. But some people are like, well, some people are some people, aren't they? Honestly. So I'd rather just address it. What's going on? Justice, crossing, Four of Pentacles, crowning, Ace of Cups, Five of Pentacles, pass. This is already adding up in a certain way. And it keeps adding up. Two of Cups exiting before you, Knight of Wands. Well, that's flipping the script there. Okay. Strengths, Three of Wands. The environmental have Priestess, Ace of Swords, Hopes and Fears, and the outcome is Ace of Cups. Good job, Taurus. Yay. And I mean that. I was like, oh, Taurus, honey, we already we got the bill back, and now we're checking the bill. And it's like, I don't like the way this is adding up. Neither did you. But then you're also like, reset button? So I'm not, where I laugh is coming from an authentic space. The energy makes me chuckle because you got this. You do got this. But the initial presentation is difficult. Justice. There's a sense of fairness here. What is correctness? Four of Pentacles. It's like, you know what? I've been holding back on this a long time. That sense of fairness here. And it's kind of like it's about time I see the situation for what it is and approach it that way too. Like at this point, I owe myself. Yeah. Yeah. So in many respects, metaphorically, you got that bill back and you saw how much you were owed in this situation. But yeah, no, it's like it's time I write the scales for me. Above all, justice to the self. Technically, legally, spiritually, all those things. And many of you have been holding back. I've been holding back from this. But I see it now. Correcting this is on me. What I think is correct for me. That tells me you tried to balance this in accordance to the situation. You're saying, I see now it can't be. So I can at least balance it for myself. Yes, absolutely. Dead on bang. Okay. Eight of Cups is crowning you. Many of you are right here in that process of, I'm leaving this impossible balance. You know, like, truth be told, Christina, Five of Pentacles in the past, it's been broken. I kept trying to give to it. It's what you do. Five of Pentacles is literally within one of your power structures. But also understanding a bad investment is also within your power structure. Not how much you can hold on to something and feed it a little bit, and hopefully it'll turn back around. And sometimes that happens, but it's not as common as people think, you know. Usually when we're feeding a broken system, it's because it's very broken. And we're just helping it limp along. We don't have to keep doing that. I see you walking. Okay? Two of Cups is on the exit. If you had, let me make this clear, if you still had emotional motivation for this, it is on its way out. I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess that was the reason why we tried to balance this at all, is because you could still remember, specifically feel the love you had for this. Now, what this is, I don't know. It's some sort of emotional union. That's what you last understood it to be, bare minimum. Okay? If that was more apparent, I'm sure you would have continued to hold on to this to make it work. But it's, honey, you're checked out. Emotionally, you're numb. It's kind of like saying, I'm done here. And you are. So how long it will take to completely finish this up, I don't know. Perhaps they will show me on advice. But I have to tell you, your energetic snapback, if you will, is pretty impressive. So I wonder then, how long we were feeding this to keep it, and now how much energy and effort you have into walking from this and correcting the situation for you and showing yourself justice, and not participating in this anymore, not investing in this anymore, not trying to make whatever this is cooperate or fit in your life anymore, so on and so forth. That sense of I have to is coming way down for you. You're learning to tune that out. I don't have to. I don't have to. I don't have to. I don't have to keep being part of this broken system or feeding it. Exactly. So good job. I'm very curious, though, about the process because, like I said, your snapback is really real. Knights of Wands, it frees you up some energy here in that respect of soon. Okay, I guess after you make more progress here, but soon you're going to have an energy spike that's going to feel natural to you. It might come in as a rush of feeling, kind of like that hope, enthusiasm, possibly passion. I don't know, but it's the excitement here. I can move. I'm free to move. I have my own energy. I have my own energy to spare. Now that we're not feeding this anymore, this actually makes sense to me. So I want you to take that energy. I want you to enjoy it. Okay? Three of Wands is in your strengths. For Taurus, yes, Three of Wands as in patience. If that's the translation, then absolutely. Taurus is right up there with the word patient. Yes, it is a strength. I completely agree with you. Okay? Waiting, however, not so much. Waiting is more of a trap, and that's a reflection of weakness. Okay? It's true. But we have a talk about that all the time. I don't want to go into it, but if you're telling me I gave this patience, I gave this space, then yes, that was a strength. You can't say that you weren't here to do your bit. You were. Over a long period of time, I have no doubt. Okay? But at some point, it's on us to recognize how we may have crossed the threshold between patience and waiting. And knowing the difference. And what does that mean? Okay? But yes, I can see that you were very patient and you gave this space, or you were as close to it as you needed to be in order to invest in it. But it didn't seem to help. Okay? The High Priestess in your environment. Now that's interesting. I want you to go with the flow in your environment. You seem to be open to interpretation there in terms of your intuitive self. Now, I say this all the time, or at least I used to. It's been a while, I think, since I've seen the High Priestess for you, but Taurus is highly intuitive. You just don't seem to get the credit for it. I don't know why. But no, you might call it instinct then, but you have a very strong instinct, and it's in your environment. So I want you to kind of go with what you feel is correct there, literally, in your environment. Shape it according to how you instinctually feel. What is it that you want to see and experience in your environment? Open up to that. Gravitate towards that. Because it looks, like I said, you are in a space of being open to interpretation. Your environment. How do you perceive it? What are you thinking about it? What are you feeling about it? What feels correct to you? Okay. What do you want to see there now and in future? What's your interpretation there? It's interesting. I'm actually kind of envious. That's a beautiful space to be. It might feel a little weird at first, you know, a little nothing seems solid right now, and that scares the shit out of me. For a Taurus, yeah, I can see where that'd be scary. But honestly, this is your time to explore. Okay? What your environment should look like, feel like. I like that. Ace of Swords. Hopes and fears. Did I think and do the right thing? Is my hard truth correct? Well, I mean, I could tell you to kind of toss the fear part of it out the window, but that because no, I can see where your truth is hard earned. Absolutely. None of this was impulsive. Truths like this can be scary, but they are hard truths. We earn them. You know, but acting on them, that's a scary thing. That's a scary proposition. I know what I know. Now I got to act on it. That's why a lot of people spend time in denialsville. I don't want to know that, because once I know the truth of it, I'm obligated to act on it, talk about it, back it up. I don't want to do that. So it was easy for some of you just to be like, I can make this work. Just, you know, we just need some patience. That's all. Whatever it needs. Whatever it needs. Oh, you need me here today doing this, doing that, doing the other thing? Okay. I'll go back to my position of being patient, hoping that this will correct itself. It still isn't correct. You know, you see what I'm saying? And now you see that. You can't take that knowledge or insight back. So I would say your Ace of Swords there in the hopes and fears category is reasonable. You know, did I arrive to the right conclusions, take the right actions? I think you did. I do. Ace of Cups is in the outcome. Follow your heart. Some of you are going to be heading that direction anyway. May as well start listening now. The outcome being new love when you're ready. Okay? And that's going to be part of the High Priestess and your environment. Again, what do you feel will be correct for you in time in your environment? Where's that taking you? Where's that leading you? Okay? And that's just beautiful. Like I said, I'm almost envious of this state. So many of our environments are chaotic or nailed down and they don't change, or they're well built, but they're not exactly flexible, you know? They're operating, and that's good. We want that too. We do like operating environments. Loving, supportive environments, but very rarely do I get to see somebody in the position of I'm kind of open to stuff right now, and that's wonderful. It's a good place to be, you know? But yeah, Ace of Cups for some of you, that's a nice outcome. We'll absolutely take that. All right. Christina, wait, does that mean new love? Yeah. Where'd you think this was headed? What do you think this was leading up to? Yes. Now, once more, Tarot Lady can't tell you what to do. Okay? I'm not trying to. This will either be your experience or it isn't. But you earned it. Okay? You earned that fluid state. You earned that energy burst, and you earned that new beginning in love. Okay? You did. You want to know how you got there? By recognizing and acting on the hard thing. Okay. All right. Let's get some advice, please. Oh, Simeon. She's such an active dreamer, my cinnamon. We had a beautiful walk this morning, and we met one of her little friends. Little friend, not little friend. We have a Great Pyrenees in the neighborhood. Huge. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those. It's like a walking cotton ball. A walking cloud. And it's the cutest thing. And she's good friends with that Great Pyrenees. Wears her out, though, because that's 2-3 times Cinnamon's size. It's hilarious. And now Cinnamon's like, nap. It's cute. All right. The Magician. 3 of Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, I can see why you held on. It was in the sake of cooperation, getting along, making it work specifically here with the 3 and 4 Pentacles, which I can see you did that for a long time. Making it work was your kind of form of justice for the situation, but not exactly for you personally. No. But you're going to use that level of magicianship energy, honey. I want you to use it for you. What's correct for you. Okay? So you have the skills. Okay? And remember that. Okay? It's not a bad thing in our desire to make things work, but then you also have to ask yourself at what cost. Okay? There's doing right by the situation, but then you got to ask yourself reasonably, is the situation doing right by you? Okay? But I can see you got the goods there for manifestation. All right. Anything else, please? Tower. Devil. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, it wasn't going to change. Okay? Now, I did see it technically like so. So let me give you both interpretations, be it the Tower upright or the Tower in reverse. Tower, understanding that this situation was never going to change. It was too structured on itself. It wasn't going to change. And the Tower suggests direct confrontation. External, internal realization. Okay. Someone's refusal to understand that. All right. No, I think you can, in the hopes and fears category, which once more is not an outcome, it's just a reflection of who we are on the inside. We can safely take the Ace of Swords out of that context of fear. I hope you understand that, but in your own time. It was the right thing to do. This was too much stuck in its ways. It was never going to change. It was always going to remain stubbornly stagnant, possibly in a space of codependency, or always relying on you to smooth things out for that situation or person in order to continue on in that, that's not growth, but way of life, or I don't know. Okay, it's up to you. Earth signs have a tendency to show me Pentacle for a variety of things, but I do know one key component. You say you're gone from the heart. I don't care what it is, situation, place, circumstance, or person. Clearly it was you keeping it together. Duct tape, maybe. In summer, over the summer, some of you, this represents a process that started last summer and it will be wrapping up this summer. For others of you, this will be starting in the summer. Okay, I can't quite tell. The closer you are to the finish line, the more you begin to experience energy bursts of freedom and joy and lightness of being. Okay, and that's how you kind of know that you can really call this thing done. All right. Simeon. Leave me alone, I'm napping. It's a good nap, too. That's what it looks like. Maybe I can tempt her over later with some treats at the end. All right. Number 43, attend to the details. Some of you are very detail-minded. Okay. Focus, clarity specifically as the magnifying glass indicates, examining everything. We have the Book of Wisdom here, being thorough. Okay, with our information, experience, wisdom, insight, all that. So that also has the Ace of Swords wrapped up into it. And we also have the representation of the dial, timing. Okay, understanding the things about time, bringing it all together collectively, going back, and some of you looking back over, say, like your journals, your diaries, things like that. Gathering information, clarifying, saying things for what they are. Okay, but yeah, details, details, details. Anything else here, please? Rescue 16. You're always in a position of rescuing the situation, making it work despite all the insurmountable odds of this having it should have worked. Rescue. You had to rescue the situation time and again, and many times you thought it'd be nice if I had some rescue. It's 16. You're rescuing yourself. Okay. We have one letter, H. We have the snake in reverse. There's nothing malicious here, but there is no love either. So we have the Rose of Venus in reverse. No love here. No sense of Empress, TLC, a way of life, regard. We don't wish anyone harm, but we don't have the love either. And we have the dragon in the upright. Sense of Emperor energy here, taking command. Thy will, thy way. Being adamant, being firm. Okay, makes sense to me. Taurus, honey, I hope this helped you. Good job. And once more, happy birthday. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's going on, please, for Virgo? Show me Virgo. First card down, Queen of Wands, crossing the Hanged Man, crowning Four of Swords. Past, Nine of Pentacles, exiting Two of Wands, before you, Six of Swords. Okay. Strengths, 10 of Wands, environment, 9 of Cups. All right, 2 of Cups and the hopes and fears, and the outcome is the 3 of Wands. Well, it's interesting because you're showing me you've got some vavoom energy, some passion in there. Ambition, drive, intensity too. Oh, makes you feel so good sometimes, but then the Hanged Man, it's not a full expression of your Queen of Wands. You're saying you often delay what you feel. Four Swords crowning you. You say you often rest. Make sure. Are you reflecting on your energy correctly? That kind of thing. Do I really feel that way, Virgo? So I can see where you question that energy, which is natural to you, I have to point out once more, but you question it. You pull it aside quite often. Say, are you really feeling that way, though? Are you really that turned on? Are you really that excited? I don't know. Let's question it. And you rest on it quite a bit. You reflect on your own natural energies quite a bit. In the past, Nine of Pentacles, strong sense of self there. Individuation, can-do attitude. A sense of, hey, this is what I built. This is what I'm all about. So I know you know how to stand on your own 2 feet. I know you're a person of character. I know you went out of your way to develop yourself a long time ago, and you've done quite well for yourself. So do keep that in mind. 2 of Wands is on the exit. There's a decision here that we keep putting off. We don't fully approach it. It's like, I'll get to that tomorrow. I'll get back to that decision later. And Six of Swords is before you in the future. It's like you're saying, I want to open up towards something. I feel it powerfully, but now's not a good time. And I know that, so I'm going to put it off. Okay. And perhaps you're right, because I do see you taking some time to move around. Six of Swords. Move away, move towards something. Because I got something here for you that says, I'm interested in doing this. I'm actually strongly interested in doing this. I have the experience. I feel pretty good about it. I feel pretty confident about it, but I'm going to go ahead and delay it for now. I pulled myself aside and said, Virgo, I know we're excited about this, but come on, let's think about this. Four Swords, reflect on it. Now's not a good time. Let's, at least for now, put that decision off. Okay. Because I do see you in a space of to and fro, going back and forth for some reason. To be clear, I don't think you're leaving this decision behind. You concluded to put this off because it seems like your energy is kind of busy moving around doing something else or leaving something else behind. I don't quite know what it is, but it's kind of like I'm shifting things right now. Okay. Strength, 10 of Wands, you're saying you've got a lot on your plate at the moment, and you're actually quite proud of how much you can accommodate. So here's the thing with that 10 of Wands, all right? Just in case you haven't heard me say it before, just because you can carry a lot doesn't mean that you should. Okay? Yes, I agree with you. It is a strength. Sometimes you meet some people who are like just super beings. They can carry a great deal of responsibility, burdens, and hardship, but they're like, that's what I chose, though. That's my responsibility, and I take pride in that. I'm that person. I have a pretty high threshold, right? Virgo's saying. And if I were to take a guess, I think that's the reason why you put this off, because it speaks to you personally, okay? It provokes good, positive energy from you, and I think you want to be in a position that when you get back to it, because you will be getting back to it, you want to be able to give it your full attention. And it's just right now, as much as it calls to you, you can't give this your full attention. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Because it looks to me like you're very busy doing something. Again, it's in that space of coming and going constantly. Or constantly for now. Or perhaps that's where you've been for the the last several weeks, maybe months. I don't know. But you're like, give me a little more time, though. Please give me a little more time. I think you're asking that of yourself. And I can give this my full, sexy, undivided attention. Because it's kind of coming off like that. It is, just a little bit. You know, and okay, I don't blame you. When you hit that kind of energy bracket, you do. You don't really want, you know, what you're experiencing to be interrupted. So it's... You're like, I want to be able to give this my full, like I said, undivided, kind of sexy attention. And you showed me that a couple times. Strong sense of self, individuation. So you know yourself best here. All right. So perhaps you're correct. You need to clear up some space. Excuse me. You need to clear up some space, though. Nine of Cups is in your environment. You try to live a life. You really do, and you authentically believe this. You try to live a life of self-love, self-interest, and wish fulfillment. You really do. You try to evoke those experiences in your life, in your environment specifically, that speak to you. Or you're like, otherwise it's not worth it. Okay? It's nice to see that, you know? That's pretty cool to see that for you. I like that. Two of Cups and the hopes and fears. I hope this will connect to me. I really want this to connect to me. So that's a reasonable Two of Cups, you know. We're afraid it may not connect to us in that way. We hope that it does. Okay. Three of Wands is in the outcome. You already showed me that. There's something here about space at this time. It could literally be physical space too, and you're just not in a position, excuse me, that's where we are right now. We are not in the position to give this our full attention. You showed me that. So I'm not exactly surprised to see the Three of Wands in the outcome. That's the Three of Wands outcome for now, not forever. You've said it many times. Patience is needed. Now's not the time. I'm extremely busy. I need to take some of this off my plate before I can turn around and address whatever this is. I'm very curious, though. It does seem to personally captivate you. And you would love to give this more of your attention. You really, really would. But you had to give yourself a little talk. Now, it's not the time. We know that. We got to take care of this. We got to take care of that. We got to rest up in between these things. Because you do have a lot going on. I have to say that Two of Cups and your hopes and fears piqued my interest. I hope they feel the same way. I hope I can form that kind of bond with them. Such a strong individual sense of self for you today. I love it, though. I love that. I love that for Virgo. 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, Queen of Wands. Very self-claiming energy there. Okay? I can see that you're used to calling the shots for yourself, but this is important to you. You don't want to give this half-assed or part-time attention. That's the thing. That's what I keep getting. It's like, until I can make more space, I'm going to leave this alone. I'm going to defer that decision for another day. Okay. All right. But you hope. So that was appropriate hope right there in the outcome. Okay. Let's get some advice, please. For Virgo. 8 of Swords, Ace of Wands, 4 Cups. You feel stuck. You feel stuck. This sucks. It sucks to be excited, but you don't see conceivably right now how you can express yourself to it, and it bums you out. It bums you out. Whatever this is has captured your attention. But you're like, right now, I don't know how to give the situation any of my attention. I'm kind of locked up here. Okay. And it upsets you. You don't like that. You don't like that. You don't want this thing to situation, place, circumstance, person to forget you. You don't. Where's that? What is that? It forgets you? Why would they forget you? You don't want to lose that sense of energy there? Potential energy between you two as you might sense it or perceive it? Six of Cups. Oh, the Tower, the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, this is something that is important to you. Okay. We want to put a lot of work into this. That's some sort of soul bond here. This is someone whom you've known a long time. Okay. We have a unique connection with this person. That's the best way to describe it. And that's based on time and emotional memory. Okay. The exchange. It also is associated with sweetness and nostalgia. Tower, Ace of Pentacles. Something disruptive here either happened for you or them. I'm guessing it's you, because you're showing me that I have to take care of this. I have to take care of that. Otherwise, I would love to open up in this direction. That situation or that person is very important to me, but I've got about 1,000 things going on. So you're showing me then countercorrecting activities in your life, something that you say you were responsible for, you're good at it, it's expected of you. It's expected of you, and you're trying to meet those expectations now as we speak, and you're like, I have got to bring those energies down or bring them back together. This is gonna have to wait. So you're saying like work or something like this is demanding your attention at this time. It's kind of a loud demand. It's not subtle. It's really, really not. Something went down. Something went down at work or in your career or in your actual environment, 3D environment. I don't know, but you're like, repairs, fixing, I got to do this. It's expected of me. I expect it of myself. I have to do this. So again, strong sense of claimancy and ownership of self, what you do, why you do it. I would say then that you have your finger on the pulse here. If you're saying this has to wait, it's unfortunate, then you're probably correct. Okay. Whether or not this person still feels the same, it's a soul bond. They're always going to be connected to you in some way, near or far. You know? Things like that aren't easily forgotten. You know, it might fade a little bit, but it can bounce back pretty well. You know? Let's just call it there, because I really can't say more. Because even you anticipate I need more time. So I'm not going to push it. I can see that you've got some things that you are literally working through. Like I said, counter-correcting behaviors that have to do with work or the 3D structure, environment, stability. And Virgo, honey, I know you can't play with those things. You can't. You would give this thing, like I said, your sexy undivided attention if you could do. But now's not that time. Okay? February, for some of you. Last February is important. Next February might be important. I don't know. Timelines are different for everybody, but February. For some of you, it's just an important month. All right? Who knows? Okay. Righty-roo. Number 26, a lot of folks have gotten this, the deep freeze. So it looks like the line's inactive. And technically it is. It feels like we've been frozen still. No movement. But no, the strength of the line's still there. We have to be willing to transform. Willing to exert our strength in hard times. Okay. So it might feel like we're in the deep freeze, locked out of more pleasant, warm things. Okay. You have to use your strength in other ways. Number 26, the deep freeze. All right. You'll eventually feel warmth again, and you'll feel strong again and be able to move more on your own sense of personal terms again, just perhaps not right now. All right. Number 26. And for some of you, minor interpretation, you don't want things to change too much. 12, slow and steady. All right. As it relates to the work stuff, work attitudes, possibly monetary energies, did they become frozen? Not enough people stepping up? Frozen in a fear state? Not knowing what to do? Well, that's where you come in. Just be careful. Slow and steady. That's the ticket. Number 12. And then come together. Whatever that is will come together in time. All right? There's the emotional value, something a little sweeter. But slow and steady. All right. 8, 12, 26. What is that? Bruno Mars, I'm hearing. What is that? I have no idea what the name of the song is called, but it's famous. It's well known. I feel like you've been locked out of heaven. Something like that. It's Bruno Mars, all over the radio once upon a time, but I feel like I've been locked out of heaven, or something like that. Frozen. Well, for some of you, not all of you. The songs and whatever impressions I have as it resonates. Letters B, R, M, and we have the Medallion of Taurus, and the reverse, the keyword here being the incentivizer. Yeah. Good incentive. You do. You also might have some very strong Taurus in your chart. Can be connecting to, or again, this is harkening back to now, as we're in Taurus season. And then we have, there's the seahorse, Piscean. But there's a sense we have a lot of feeling in there, but we kind of keep it to ourselves, at least at this time. And then I was thinking about February. So you might have some very interesting Piscean influence in there. Okay? All right, Virgo honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What is going on, please, for Capricorn? Excuse me. What's going on, please, for Capricorn? Show me Capricorn, please. Yeah. Yeah. First card down, Ace of Wands, crossing, the Hanged Man. Okay. Crowning, King of Cups, past justice, exiting Two of Wands. Before you, Judgment. Oh, time's up. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll get to it. Strengths to Five of Wands. Oh, I bet. Environment, Four of Swords. Good. Strengths and the hopes and fears. Outcome is the Knight of Pentacles. Well, you'll know as you go. Now, Eight of Wands is in the opening. Some sort of communication here. The Hanged Man's crossing. It's like, how do I respond to this? Do I want to respond to this? Should I? What does it even mean? So it's you're thinking about some sort of communication. Now, I could say, Cappy honey, you're carefully looking at your words that you're thinking about deploying. I don't see it that way. I actually see it honestly coming towards you. Sometimes I have that distinct impression. Sometimes I don't. And when, whatever the case is, I tell people, like, I honestly don't know who's delivering it. But I do see this as actually coming towards you. And your reaction is, what does it even mean? The Hanged Man. You're contemplating it. But also, what's my response? Should I even respond? But we're carefully examining these words that we're saying here at the Eight of Wands and trying to understand how we relate to it and what's our sense of return, if any. Okay. King of Cups is crowning. Whatever it is you do, you'll be fine. You have a lovely sense of heart space here. You know, a sense of emotional maturity at its highest, fullest self. I know me. I know my heart space pretty well. That's the whole thing. That's their whole gig, is the King, Queen of Cups, is emotional claimancy. That's what I feel. And I mean that. It also suggests an openness of the heart in a space of willing to give and receive. Okay? It's beautiful. You can handle it. You have a beautiful, graceful heart there. That's completely open. So whatever you feel is correct, it probably is. Okay? I want you to trust yourself. I really do, because you have justice in the past. That doesn't mean it's over. That means you have experience with it. You have experience. You know. You know what's correct. You know what's correct. Technically, legally, spiritually, you know what's correct. You know how to balance. You know how to deliver your thoughts and feelings and actions that best represent you. You know. I'm glad you have experience with the scales, the big ones, not the Six of Pentacles, justice. Because I have to admit, there's something about this communication that makes you go, And then your heart space kind of takes over the conversation. It's like, you know what? I know how I feel, and I know what's correct for me. So whatever your reply is or non-reply, just trust it's correct for you. Like, there is no conflict here for you in terms of what to say or how you feel. I mean, you know yourself well, so take that. Absolutely take that. Two of Wands is on the exit. Time's up. Like I said, that whatever space there was between you and the arrival of this, it was supposed to happen, judgments there before you. So the Two of Wands, that time of waiting or the decision is on its way out. The delivery's here. And judgments before you. Okay. Your thoughts, your lessons, based on past experience with this. What we think in Capricorn. Okay, so trust yourself. I really don't know what this is, but it looks important. And it's happening now, or soon. Otherwise, I wouldn't be seeing it press upon your collective so much right now. With the insistence, trust yourself, you got this. You have experience with this. Trust that you've learned your lessons. Trust that you know what to do. Okay? But it looks important. But I don't know what it is. You do. Five of Wands is in your strengths. See, I said, yeah, I bet. Yeah, there you go. There's one of Capricorn's power structures right there. You know, you make a formidable enemy, honey. Not because the devil is your card, but because you're Capricorn. It says you can be as hard-headed and obstinate as the day is long. If you want to fight for something, you will. If you want to push back, you will. I don't think that's where you are with this. There's nothing about that communication that's threatening in nature. I do know this. If you did feel threatened, okay, you would take a defensive stance. You understand that Five of Wands is a strength. You understand that fighting and aggression is a form of active participation. In other words, you understand there's times when you must defend yourselves and there's times when you must participate in a fight. And you're like, that's because I understand that that's a strength for me. I also understand that I hold myself responsible for my own level of involvement. But once more, if you needed to push back, you know you could. If you need to defend yourself, you will. I didn't see that in here. I see contemplation with a strong reassurance of, I'm fine. I trust me. Yeah. If you needed to push back, I can see that you are not intimidated by confrontation, which is, by the way, I have to say, is very much a decreasing skill. People are terrified to speak up for themselves and introduce themselves, for God's sake. You know, but people hate confrontation, absolutely hate it. And I wonder why they always have these sinking feelings of unresolved issues, is because people are too afraid to say, you know what? I don't like what happened right now. You know, or, hey, I got to call you out on this because it's a problem for me. We'd be like, oh, I guess that's fine, and then talk shit about that person that catches up to you 2-3 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that, and I'm not surprised at all to see it for you. Long story short, like I said, if you need to push back, or if it comes up for some reason, you will. You seem to be comfortable with confrontation. Okay? Four of Swords is in your environment. That's just not who you are. You're like, I'm a chill Capricorn. No, I'm zen, man. I'm zen. I got like so many years of experience doing this. I'd rather have a peaceful, calm environment. That's where I'm at. Okay? I'm like the Big Lebowski. I'm chill, all right? Four of Swords. You're like, I prefer to operate under the chill zone. You know what I mean? I like to be calm. I like to make decisions and communicate from a calm, reflective space. But once more, I'll tell someone off if I need to. Cool, I got you. You guys just trust yourself. That's all I got of this freaking reading. I don't know what it is, and I'm sorry it's so vague, but all I can tell you is trust yourself. Strength is in your hopes and fears. Did I use my strength appropriately? No. You must have a hell of a will to contend with. But also, once more, self-aware. You are aware of your willpower. You are aware of your strength. You are aware that when you push back, you can push back hard and mean it. You're aware. So naturally, then that makes perfect sense to me that strength is in your hopes and fears. Am I pushing something away appropriately? Am I pulling it towards me appropriately? Am I using my strength, as I understand it, appropriately? Some of you might literally physically be strong, or you just have a hell of a will, a force to be reckoned with. And you wonder about that constantly. No wonder some of you meditate so freaking much. I mean, it's like, you're like, I know I can be a bit of a force. I can be a bit stubborn. That's why I regulate so much, to make sure I'm doing things correctly for myself in the situation. Which, again, bravo. Knight of Pentacles in the outcome. You steady as she goes. I mean, nothing's really changing your pathway here. You're still going at your own particular speed, at your own particular style. I'm not worried about you. Oh, let's get to advice. Let's get the hell, I want to see what's going on. What is it that just like universe is reassuring you, Capricorn, this is coming on through? Okay. We just want you to know you can handle it. For some of you, it represents something in legalese, okay, if you will, legal stuff, contract stuff. For others of you, it might be matters of the heart. For some of you, it could be a mix of both. I don't know. I just want you to know it's coming in, okay? The time of delay, whatever, is done, okay? We are familiar with your skills. We know you're in a good place, that you meditate. So trust that if you get angry, that's a natural reaction for you. But if you also approach this calmly and carefully and methodically, that's not a surprise for you either, okay? But you got it. You got it. So what is this? It's nice. You have such a strong personality here, but it's thoughtful, and it's well-articulated personality. You're familiar with it. You don't deny it. You don't deny it. Do you take naps regularly? Are you carrying that kind of willpower around? I said, I would think that you did. All right, let's get some advice, please. some very interesting Leo in your chart. Don't get me wrong, Libra's there as well, but that's not the point. Seven of Swords, Temperance, the Emperor. Oh, no. No, no, no. It's taken you years to eradicate that sense of self-doubt. Very strongly in touch with who you are. You are very comfortable with the healing skills. I've seen that. You try to incorporate them a little bit every day, so that's good. That keeps you in touch with it. You're very comfortable with thyself. Being empowered, what does that mean? You are not the person who avoids things. You're really not. And you learned that over time, by the way. That's a skill you learned over time. You weren't always so confrontational then. And that's okay. It's a skill you allowed yourself to become comfortable with over time. It's kind of like, and I completely understand that. It's like it does not pay to slink away or to turn your back on something. If something's wrong or offensive, say so. Get confrontational with it, because you'll spend so much time wishing you had later. And so that's a skill that you built up over time. I see that. Once more, you're good. Trust yourself. Knight of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. Okay. Some sort of action here from someone we know, and we know well. Communication as well. You're like, oh, I know who they are. You're showing me a certain level of perplexity about why this is coming through at the time that it is. That's okay. It's just timing is timing on this one. Point is that your response is be comfortable with it like you are with yourself. You'll be fine. But it is someone you know. It is someone whom you've known apparently a very long time. So do keep that in mind. All right. Yours was quite interesting. There's something about your energy that's so very comforting. It shows when someone's taking the time to understand who they are and develop into it, appreciate it, not reject it or deny it, but work through those parts of themselves. And it's just very comforting, honey. You're like a very warm jacket on a cold day. You know, that's what it's reassuring, it's strong. But it's not imposing, and I like that. I respect that, because it's not like I'm trying to walk around having my way all day, every day. I just know myself. But sometimes, yeah, you got to fight too, and that's true. Autumn. Some of you last autumn was terribly important. Perhaps this upcoming autumn, I see this as actually happening now. But that could be part of the delay. It exits when it exits. It comes on through when it comes on through. And for some of you, that's autumn. Okay? Who knows? For some of you, it's confirmation. For other reasons, I don't know. You would know best. On a snowy day and within 3 months, different timeline points for some of you. Okay? You make of that what you will, as always. Virgos must have been short, because, okay, rock bottom, commitment, a deep freeze. Everybody's getting that freaking deep freeze, and I promise you I shuffle the hell out of these cards. We'll get to that. Rock bottom and the commitment, 3610. Someone feels they hit rock bottom in some sort of commitment. Work, relationship, it's not you. This is the information you're receiving. It's no wonder you hesitate over the response. I've hit rock bottom in my commitment. It's not what I want. It's not what I wished for. And I've been frozen out. I don't know what to do. So this is someone who's typically very strong, but they feel like they can't move. They're in a space of transformation, but they probably don't know that yet. Here we have the winter, but the line's frozen. Eventually thaws out and remembers his strength once more. But now that person, somebody here is in a time of winter, and they hit rock bottom in their commitment, as low as it gets. I don't see that as being you. There's Six of Cups. I did see a soul one. Someone you know well. They're catching you up to this. In other words, they want your influence. They value your influence. They value your input. Okay. It might have been a while since you heard from them and you're just surprised, like you didn't know anything about this. Okay? So that means they very much value your input and your strength. Makes sense. From what I've seen here today, it makes sense. And it also explained why your pathway didn't change. All right, we have Q, L, W. We have 2 medallions here, Capricorn, you. And then, of course, Gemini's keyword here being intelligent. Some of you might be double, triple Cap. You might have some strong Gemini in your chart. Could be connecting to the seasons might be important to you. Okay, Cappy, honey, this one was really interesting. Good job. God, no wonder judgment here is so important. Based on experience, the way you are open heart towards this, trust yourself, you know how to balance. It goes beyond just you and your own sense of reaction then. It's how you would influence this person in those same respects. From the heart, balance, that kind of thing. Imparting your lessons as a potential influence to this person who looks like they need it. Okay. Yeah, it looks like you're a good person to come to. Anyway, I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What is going on, please? Ooh. Scorpio. Show me Scorpio, please. What's up? First card down, the Magician. Crossing, the Hierophant. Crowning, 6 of Pentacles. Past, the Empress. Exiting, Page of Cups. Before you, Ace of Cups. My. Okay. Strengths, the Lovers. Queen of Pentacles. Environment. King of Swords. Hopes and fears. And the outcome is the 3 Cups. You keep at it, honey. You're going to connect to what you want. Yeah, just keep at it. It's like your reading here is what you call not subtle, which is great. I appreciate that. You're like, I'm just going to put it all out there. Okay, that's what manifestation is. I'm living up to the name. I'm living up to the principle. Okay, if I want it returned to me, I got to put it out there in the universe. So I got to speak it into existence. Yes. I like it. You're like, see, look, nothing to hide here. Not subtle, but I love it. I do. The Magician, you're like, manifesting, And the Hierophant is crossing, Just please know that you have a strong sense of self in there. I know you're interested in commitment. And sometimes you hesitate, Sometimes you hesitate in terms of, can I really commit to this and bring it forward? I really want you to commit to your manifestation because you have a lot of things in place for you. So I want your manifestation to be met with success. Okay? You have a lot to offer. So I want you to embrace that. And I don't know where that slight hesitation is coming from. It's kind of like saying, I kind of want it all. But it's hard for me to admit that, that I'm asking for all, because I don't know if I can ask for all, but you're asking for all anyway. So you might, don't be shy. just embrace the fact that you're asking for, all of it. And say it's a core value, because it is a core value for you. You do want it all. You do believe in commitment. You do believe in longevity. You do believe in connecting to someone practically as well from the heart. You believe you should be in love, but you also believe you should have a strong foundation. So you have a lot of core beliefs in there. So don't question them. That's all I'm going to say. Don't question it. You believe in what you believe in. You feel what you feel. Don't hesitate, because you're manifesting anyway. Just say, okay, I'm that Scorpio. I do want it all. I'm not going to be shy about it. It's who I am. I need to commit to who I am and really go for it. Allow myself to go for it. 6 of Pentacles is crowning you. Now, don't get me wrong. You're not just interested in love and things like that. You're like, I'm busy, though. I got things to do. I got priorities, too. 6 of Pentacles is a very generic term in tarot for priorities here and there, your balance systems, okay? Something that you give to and you get back from it. So it's a balance system. It shows up in the 3D. You could have 1, you could have 30. I don't know. The point is like you're well preoccupied with that. It's that crown. So your priorities are with you all day, every day. You're always working on them in some way. Okay. It's just please be aware you have a lot of background noise. So And the Empress is in your past. That doesn't mean it's over. That just means it's an energy you're familiar with. You know what it is to be loving and generous, productive. Okay. You know what it is to be empowered. Okay. You seem to be comfortable with it. The Empress, at the end of the day, as well as the Emperor, they want their equal. Always. So that's why you want it all. So just say so. You want your equal. Page of Cup is on the exits. The days, which is funny because you immediately turned around and said Ace of Cups. We don't want those little small cups. No, I don't want anything to do with that. I want the big cup. Yeah. The 12 ounce just won't do. No, we want the 32 ounce or whatever it else is. Did you notice? Like, cup sizes are getting bigger and bigger. And you're like, yeah, that's not necessarily a bad thing, though, because I'm just not into small feelings. No, you're not. You are not. And this is true form Scorpio right here. I want the big feelings. Okay? I really want that heart space maxed out. I want to... So, okay, I love it. Yeah, I'm not saying you're going to get what you want, honey. I'm not saying you're perfect. What I am saying is that I told you your reading is not too subtle. What I thought was the funniest thing by far is that are all these things about me true? Do I really want all this? Is this what I'm really committing to? Is just, yeah, it is. So you might as well get on board with it. I mean, these are all part of your core belief systems. All of them. You're not forsaking one for the other. It's part of who you're at. It's part of who you are. Excuse me, the Scorpio I'm looking at, this is very much part of who you are. Everything. Commitment, love, stability, as we've discussed. But I like how you got a good grip on responsibilities, too, so that's good. Ace of Cups, yeah, you're crossing the bridge into more. Actively exploring or pursuing new love. The opportunity seems to be presenting itself. Well, at the rate you were going, it was going to happen, you know. And the Lovers is in your strengths. You believe in strong connections. Very. You also believe that even though they're very strong connections, doesn't mean they're not obtainable. You know, like I said, you want it all. You want the reality. You want the love. You want the strong connection. You believe in it. You do believe people should be synced up to their highest abilities. You know, spiritual self, emotional self, mental self, sexual self, all of it. Anything else you can think of. But it's like, not just your equal, but you do believe in divine partnership. So that's a beautiful strength to have. So yeah, let's not be shy about your core beliefs, because they're everything. They're spiritual. They're real, based on reality. Spiritual, reality, emotionality. You believe in all these things. I know. Queen of Pentacles, in your environment, you're very comfortable. You're resourceful. You're responsible. Okay, you show me everything. I'm someone who believes in stability and responsibility, head of household energy. I believe in being resourceful. I believe in giving back. I believe in being productive. I believe in doing my part. I believe in manifestation. I believe in commitment to my connections. I believe in love. You have so many belief systems, and they're all so beautiful. I'm thinking the word settle or settling is not in your vocabulary. You don't settle. This Scorpio doesn't settle at all. You're not exactly familiar with the word settle either, and that's fine. That's fine. King of Swords and their hopes and fears. I hope my determination's correct. I think that's where that sideways hair fun's going to be. I hope my level of focus and determination is correct. I can be kind of stubborn about things. Yeah. I hope what I'm thinking is correct, because I've already kind of arrived to my particular conclusions. So I hope I'm right. I can be really determined. Sometimes I can be stubborn. Oh, fine admission there. So, yeah, 3 cups is your outcome. Yeah, you connecting, honey. Something's happening in the heart space. Someone is meeting you here, right here, where that Ace of Cups junction is. Hey, no small feelings, though. This we know. You're like, oh, I moved out of the neighborhood of small feelings a long time ago. I don't do that. I don't settle either. So it's got to be, it's got to be everything or nothing. I love it. It's so us. It's so us, but you mean it, though. That's why I love it, is that you mean it. You don't do small energies. You don't do small practices. You don't do small balances. You just don't. You know, you're equal. Nothing lesser. But you didn't show me 1 ounce of negativity. It's kind of like, this is who I am. Hope I'm right, because I'm trying to create a lot for myself. And you have so much in play already. You seem to have a bedrock already that suggests empowerment and productivity and stability. Boom, boom, boom. What you're summoning then are the elements that enhance our lives, such as being in love, strong connection, someone who understands us in critical ways. And then there's 3 cups. It's like icing on that particular cake, you know? Cherry on that sundae. You're connecting. I know you are, honey. That wasn't going to be a question of if. That was a matter of when, you know? Oh, God. Sometimes our energies cry. Some days are just like death, tower, world, you. And then you're like, I'm just that Scorpio. I'm so ready for love. I'm so ready for everything. Oh, just bring it on. It's nice to see that of you today, you know? I love it. Of course I fucking love it. I love this for us. May it be, honey. May it be. Get your lover. Get your love. It looks like you already have a lot of stability foundation in place. Good job. And this is, again, based on a bedrock principle of empowerment, of knowing thyself, understanding that we are meant to contribute in this world in some way via our talents, time, energy, efforts, direct contribution, which is with you all the time. You're very resourceful, very responsible. You take pride in your environment, otherwise that Queen of Pentacles would not be there. And then also, you value comfort in your environment. You said you're established. No problem. That part you got. Now you just need the other stuff to kind of fall into place. Thank you, universe. You know. All right, let's get some advice. Once more, not perfect. You can't show me this level of activity and not tell me you didn't learn some things. Okay. About life, love, strong connections. It's like, I think I got a pretty good grip on my manifestations. It's simple. I want everything. What's up? 4 of Wands. Ace of Wands. Queen. See, look. See, look. Oh, not subtle. But I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, look at that. So some of you are very comfortable, well-to-do. Congratulations. It's interesting because to me you're showing me 6 of Pentacles. I'm on it. I got it. I got my balances. But the Empress is your past experience, and I can see that some of you are very comfortable. Congratulations. And you're like, I could do, though, with a relationship, though. Someone who shares that with me. That would be kind of hot. So... No, I know. Yeah, eventually, that's what I tell people all the time. You know, eventually we're going to want to share this with somebody. Not everybody. But you're like, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty comfortable with Scorpio. Yeah. But yeah, you want the same level of stability and appreciation. Something that can kind of meet you halfway in terms of stability and a passionate side. A lover's side, you know, that old chestnut. So just like once more, emphasis on everything. And you're like, yes, I'm open to that. It's coming through. It's coming through. I'm sorry. This is great. I know some people get so annoyed with my laughing. I could give a shit. When I see readings like this, I'll laugh as much as I want. And to try to devalue it because you're giggling so annoying. That's how we devalue laughing, is calling it giggling. Honey, I don't giggle. I laugh. and it's real. And it feels good. God, some people got a problem with laughter. They probably also have a problem with puppies and lovers. Okay, I don't envy those people. All right. I love puppies. I love animals, full stop. I love all animals. My particular saint is Saint Francis, right? If you believe in the saints, that would be mine. Big fan of Francis. And I love the lovers too. I do. Just like you. I consider it a strength. It can be a weakness. Oh yes, our strengths reflect our weakness, you bet your ass. When you fall for someone, you can fall for them hard, for better or worse. But mostly, the lovers is a strength. Yes. The Empress is somewhat so selective. No shit. I saw that and I called it before I even saw the defensive thing with the Empress. No, you're being selective, very selective with your particular investment. And that's one of the things that reinforces your own sense of security because you won't settle for anything less. Do we got it? We got that? The Empress here is selective. You picky. The Empress is and good. You don't want to be messing around with your lesser. You want your equal always. Absolutely. So yes, no, I know. And because you enforce standards, it just increases once more your sense of self-worth and has allowed you to become increasingly comfortable with asking what's right for you. You have a very strong idea of what's right for you. But there you are. You're very selective, my love, as you should be. You have a lot to safeguard here. Know this. Appreciate this. Don't ever lose sight of that. Because you're gonna meet some cups along the way. Little cups. Now that's a giggle right there. Page of Wands is more of a giggle. And this is... Hello. It's very nice to meet you. I was wondering if you'd like to go out sometime. Versus, what's your Instagram? Okay. Right. So, you see what I'm saying? That's, you do, actually. You know exactly what I'm talking about. For the Scorpio I'm looking at, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Time frame, please. Did away with the scarf, and now the hair's just everywhere. Oh, honey, it was itchy. It was bothering me. I had to let it go. Fuck off. Within 2 weeks. Okay. Right there on the bridge. That's honestly, that's in terms of time frame. That's all I was thinking about is this, Can we get a direct answer on everything else just kind of falls into place after that? You start connecting. For some of you, FYI, it might be on a windy day. But yeah, and the process starts. Long term, I don't know. Keep your standards high, you'll be fine. Something's either a yes or it's not a yes. Something cannot meet you halfway and reciprocate, or they can't. See how simple that is? Super simple. All right. Number 10, follow the leader. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not number 10, that's 40. Follow the leader. Many people see you as a leader and they follow you as the tree of life here. Kind of the Empress in that respect. You see? Makes a path for others to follow. Be protected by its branches and shade. Produces. Sustains other people's lives or something like that. And here we have the animals talk about St. Francis. Yeah, some of you understand that. But follow the leader. You like being strong. An example to others. It's beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen this one. At least not in a very long time. Yes. Making a choice, number 30. There will be choices. There might be choices happening for you now or not too far from now, specifically within 2 weeks. But you have choices. Yeah, I see that. Number 30. And then 33. Peaks of joy. Oh, it just feels good. It feels good to feel good. It's so natural. Ride with that. It's natural. It's nothing to force, nothing, no false sense of confidence here. It's just naturally joyful and happy. I'm not saying you're happy all day, every day. I'm just saying you have a simple sort of joy that you exude every day, and it shows, And that's beautiful. There's that 33 again. Indication of Empress 3 times. Some of you, very maternal at this point. You might be a maternal person. I had to think about it. They say you might be a parental figure. I don't want to limit it to just feminine energy, as it resonates always, you know. You can be an emperor as well. And perhaps some of you are paternal. Maternal, paternal. You get it. All right, we have the letter M, okay? And we have the butterfly, sign of transformation, our symbol, of course. Perhaps some of you have transformed many times over. Beautiful. The owl, wisdom, strong insight. Some of you, you know, that determination based on the willingness to learn, observation is very strong. It would make sense then that it kind of shows up in your hopes and fears. I hope my determination's correct because I'm moving this direction anyway. But the focus is really real. And then we have dove here, sign of peace. You had to work hard for your peace. I believe you. Okay? All right, Scorpio honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's going on, please, for Pisces? Show me, Pisces. What's going on? Well, first card down, the Ace of Swords, crossing, Ace of Cups, 3 Cups, crowning, yeah. Past, Wheel of Fortune, exiting, the Queen of Cups, okay. King of Pentacles, before you in future. Okay, fair. Strengths, the 4 Swords, I agree. The environment, the world, I agree. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Hopes and fears, Ace of Cups. I got it, honey. I got it. High Priestess, that's you right there at the outcome. Good. Ace of Swords. You got something on your mind. It's a hard truth. Your love for a situation, it's hard to find love for it now. Clearly, you don't feel the same way about it like you used to. The old cup there is currently not in a space where it's getting refreshed. You recognize that as a hard truth, but it's honest. It is. The love you would give a situation is clearly changing, and it's not just you. It's not just your heart. I see someone else's heart exiting. You do your best to try to keep it together. 3 of Cups. You also understand, by the way, that new is going to be available to you in time, just not right now. Okay. That is an option, but it's an option further down the road. But in some way you understand or suspect it. But for now, you're dealing with a spilt cup. And what's crowning you is this impulse almost to keep it connected. But it's hard to do that, literally, when the contents of your heart are being spilled out a little more every day. In which case, this is a 3 of Cups that you have to be conscious of. I'm constantly trying to keep this together. I'm consciously trying to keep it reconnected from the heart. It's hard to do that. Because like I said, between your content spilling out and someone else's heart kind of leaving, the 3 of Cups is difficult. Okay? Because right here at the crown, making the conscious effort to keep this connected, you can see why it's so difficult, right? Like you can feel it too. The Wheel of Fortune's in the past that suggests you've recently had some insight about the situation, or the insight finally caught up to you. Okay. Queen of Cups is on the exit. I've already kind of seen your heart and how it's struggling, as someone seems to make themselves less and less available every day from the heart. Okay? You experience it too. King of Pentacles before you in future, a sense of stability, okay? Grounding for yourself, specifically. Getting reacquainted with your own sense of self, resources, and who you are as a person. It's going to be critical. I want you to do that. That's a good thing. I really want you to focus on self-worth and who you are, what makes you you, okay? And your own sense of achievement and how you identify as a person. At times like these, we really need to understand who we are. Not just self-worth as in how much we make or have done, but again, the building blocks of who we are, what led up to the person we are today. Four of Swords is your strengths. You appreciate healing. You do. You appreciate reflection, insight, calmness, serenity. You're not big on drama. You don't like that. You take a source of strength from being calm and thoughtful and considerate and giving something quiet contemplation before acting on it or speaking unto it. I agree. It's very good. The world is in your environment. So not only is the heart landscape changing, so too is the physical environment as well. This is a chapter for somebody that is closing out. I don't want you to take that as a threat. It's not supposed to be. You kind of already knew in some way back here. Okay? Feeling the kind of pressure to keep this together even while someone slips further and further away from you. That's no good. And once more, you got to ask yourself, is this the kind of love that is worthy of you? Never mind, should it be in your environment? The answer is no. But so too, as we know, and I told you this, the Pisces already somewhere I'm looking at is somewhere in the back of your mind. You already kind of knew. New love is going to be an option in time, just not right now. You knew that. As a thought. You did. But it kind of felt almost compulsory to keep this together. But yeah, as we know, as one door closes, another opens. I know, that was there. That was in the back of your mind. Hopes and fears. 8 of Cups. You were afraid you'd have to walk from this, but a part of you kind of hoped too. Hopes and fears is a guarantee of nothing. It is simply a reflection of who we are. Part of you was afraid you'd have to walk. Part of you was afraid you'd have to call this quits. But another part of you, if you're being honest, was hoping that you would. The outcome is the High Priestess. Good. You're going to need that. Your intuitive self. That not so easily defined sense of what to do and how to do it. Feeling our way around it. I'm glad that you appreciate calmness and serenity and a clear mind, so you can have a clear focus too. That's going to absolutely feed into your intuitive self. So nurture that skill. All right? Nurture that skill. It will serve you well. But I very much want you in that King of Pentacles energy. Do more than just take time for yourself. Remember what your worth is. And is it ever a situation where you have to question your feelings for someone else, they for you, and you feel an almost habitual responsibility to keep it together? Okay? Let's get some advice, please. A lot of elements in here today. Some of them make sense to you. Others you have yet to unravel. Okay. And I am sorry. You would know the background best as to why you no longer really feel inclined to refresh your cup with this person or renew it in this concept, and they towards you. You would know best. But honestly, it seems we've had some sort of insight already with the Wheel of Fortune. Looking back on it, I see this for the truth. It caught up to me. It was inevitable. Knight of Cups, the Star, the Wheel of Fortune. You had always hoped for more and dreamed for more. You thought this was a big deal at the time, and so it was. That was true for you then. It's part of your Wheel of Fortune. Knight of Cups, the Star. You can honestly say that you reflect on this you had really hoped that this love you had would extend outwards forever. You meant that. You felt that. That was real for you. You really had hoped it would last forever, that it would stretch out indefinitely. Which means that you were more than just a romantic to this. You really loved it. Okay. Ten of Wands, the Moon, that's you. Four of Pentacles, but here's the truth. Here's what you had hoped, which is soft and dreamy, but it was real for you back then. Here's the reality. I felt obligated to hold on to this, and that was my secret for a very long time. Here's what I had hoped. This is what it turned into. Here's what I dreamed of once upon a time. The Wheel of Fortune, by the way, is the solid 10, solid decade. So for some of you, that's been 10 years or more. And this is what it kind of became over time. It was like your secret. A pressure. A pressure from within. One that you were not comfortable acknowledging. I have to hold on to this. I have to, I have to, I have to. That's how things started. This is where they ended up. But you can honestly say, when this started, you really did have a vision of that love extending outwards forever. But it became some sort of little secret about how long you could hold on to it. That's you. Something tells me you keep that to yourself. You don't share that with this person, this situation. That would explain your Eight of Cups, then in the hopes and fears. I'm not done with this. There's something here I'm trying to understand. Don't get me wrong, you, like I said, you would already know. But I don't get it. There's some good quality love here. A good quality vision, intent. Yes, it's a beautiful heart space. What's Five of Pentacles, strength, the Five of Wands. Fight without cause. Fight without cause, honey. That's the best way I can describe it, because I wanted to understand. You know, these are people who would, I'm not saying kill, but give a lot for someone to fight for the love and to keep it together and bring it together and bring it together. And that's what you did. That's what you did. So what was the issue here? Remember your worth. Yes, absolutely. I see why. Five of Pentacles, strength, Five of Wands. That's argument for the sake of it. Stubborn. Adamant. Stubborn. Adamant. Stubborn. Somebody's will kept getting in the way. Strength of will, but it's like it's angry to be angry. My way because I'm insecure. It must be because I said so. This is how things have to be done. If you raise an objection, I will fight back without fail. Don't disagree with me. Don't argue, because I will push back until I win. It got to the point of break. Absolute break. I'm sure once upon a time something like that was sexy. It's like, oh gosh, look how determined that person is. They're so strong-willed. What they say is what they mean. But depending on how that plays out and how someone uses that energy, and you're personally tied to it, naturally you're going to be the cushion at some point for someone's constant will. That's so much unnecessary fighting. Over things big and small. It's a matter of pride. It was a matter of ego to be right. No wonder you're in that position of having to get reacquainted with your own sense of worth, because it's... There's some insecurity in there too. Always having to be right or feel like they're having to be right based on issues with insecurity. Abandonment, things not working out, so they make sure things work out as they see fit. Something that's so pushy. I don't think this person ever had a class, and you know what, honey, you're right. Would you like a glass of wine? We can chill the fuck out a little bit. It's like something like that, you know? Because sometimes you just need that. You know what? You're right. Even if they're wrong. I'm not saying all the time. Not to the point of contradicting the self, but sometimes it just... Everything was an argument, though. Everything had to be a point. Everything had to be a flex. Oh, man. Well, that's just too much. Even if it wasn't all day, every day, it probably wasn't. But it was repetitive enough that it built up over time. You know. Do you know why living near the coast, any of the coast, waterlines, shorelines, is so hard? Even though it's beautiful, I'd love to live by the sea, but I say that, but the elements are so harsh. It wears everything down. This is the kind of thing that wears you down. Even if the weather isn't bad every day, it still wears you down. More often than not, it's the environment. Okay. Okay, so just to let you know, this chapter's closing out. Yes, please, by all means, use that intuition there. You already have the thought. It's not a priority thought. New love and time. Okay, yes, I agree. New love and time. This chapter's closed. And when you're ready, it'll show. When you're ready, it'll come on through. In November, for some of you, this represents the finalization. This being done, chapter closed. I really don't know. For some of you, in November, for others of you, you'll be ready to open a new cycle in November. I don't know. November is November. Last November might have been important, upcoming. But I strongly feel that either this, A, will be finalized, or B, you'll be ready for a new beginning in November. Okay? I see it's the environment specifically that is subject to the most change. The emotional sort of damage has already taken place. Okay? Yeah, damage. No, wrong word. I would say the emotional conclusion is well on its way. But yeah, there was definitely damage along the way. Let me put it this way, honey. Did you see anybody interested in repairs? That sometimes I have to be super blunt for people to get it. Did you see any repairs? Other than what you were willing to do for yourself? No temperance, no hermit. No fucking balance. Six of Pentacles. How about I do a Six of Pentacles with you? Will that help you chill out? Nope. No, because even then, they would have disagreed on what that looked like. Somebody confuses having their way with power, and that's a very common thing. I see that surprisingly often. This person would rather be right than happy. Okay? All right. Cleaning house. I see that. The environment's changing. And at first, it's going to get real empty. It might be scary how empty that environment is, how changed it is. It is your opportunity to recreate it. This is part of your self-worth and getting reestablished. That's not just about work and career, it's also home. How you identify. Cleaning house. Number 37, honor your space. You honor yourself. Yes? Oh, so many. 35, education. Some of you might be going back to school. For some of you, education is a background and the context for which you know this person or this situation. Education. That means some of you might be teachers, educators, or perhaps you two went to high school together or college. I don't know. But education in some way was involved. 35, or the implication somebody here knows better. Oh, honey, Your intent. I know. I saw your intention. It was beautiful. Look at that. We have the egg, the birth of possibility, wisdom with the owl, and good luck with what's that? Dandelion, the puff thing, the one that you make a wish on. Sorry, it escapes me. I know about 20 of you will tell me what it is. I don't remember. Anyway, it's to make a wish, but with good intent. That means wisdom. I know you had good intent. I saw that. I saw that with Wheel of Fortune for you. I know. This is what good intention looks like, but with love, from love. I know you had good intentions on this thing. Magic prayer number 32. In some way, the prayers will be answered. Okay. All right, let's wrap this one up. We have the letter D, W. We have 2 medallions, Cancer, Taurus. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart, can be connecting to. And then we have the Captain's Wheel. That is the combination of the World and the Wheel of Fortune. So we definitely saw both here for you today. There they are. Okay. Time moves forward always. And in those spaces of time moving forward, doors open, they doors close, and our ability to appreciate the difference with reflection, wisdom, and insight. Okay? Okay, Pisces, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's going on? Oh, show me Cancer, please. What's going on for Cancer? Come on. Show me Cancer. Okay. First card down, 6 of Cups. Crossing, 6 of Pentacles. All right. The Fool. Oh, you're open to it. Cool. All right, let's see if it stays that way, because I'm curious. Past is the Hermit. Exiting, King of Wands. Before you, 7 of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting. Strengths is strengths. Not bad. Ace of Wands in your environment. Huh. It hopes and fears, Queen of Swords. Cool. The Hierophant is in the outcome. Cool. You're like, I think I can balance with so-and-so, but I don't want to take it for granted. So 6 of Cups, you know, soul bone, as you know. Sweet connection, one that represents the past more often than not. Even if you don't believe in soul bonds, it just represents a lot of time that was spent developing emotions and memories with someone, and it created that kind of unique undercurrent between you and them. Can't be replicated, right? 6 of Pentacles is crossing. I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to be cool with him, you know? I'm trying to balance things up. But again, it's like I'm not trying to take anything for granted, though. It's going to be like a step-by-step, balance-by-balance type of thing. It is even, as far as I can tell, it's being returned to you, and that's good. But again, we don't want to assume a frequency or depth. It's like, let's just try to keep it fair. But yeah, I'm connecting with this person. I'm balancing, and we're trying to even out the books between us. Cool. The Fool is in your crown. You're like, I'm open to it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So you're taking what looks like, from a spiritual point of view, a happy sort of risk on this connection. But it feels good. You're not showing me a contradiction in energy. Otherwise, I'd be concerned. This is something, again, you want to do. So I'm not telling you what to do. You're telling me what you're up to. The past is the Hermit. You can handle it, honestly. The Cancer I'm looking at, you are so experienced in walking the path and wisdom and insight. If this is what you want to do, you're very equipped to do that. Yeah. No, I'm not doing anything I'm not prepared to do. Like, this is preparedness based on experience, wisdom, and trusting yourself. And understanding that healing is a thing for you. And you trust your own experiences. That's beautiful. But yeah, you're saying you can. Now, what's interesting is that exiting here is the King of Wands. No sense of passion or urgency. I can't begin to emphasize that enough. If there are stronger feelings of intimacy here, we're kind of putting those aside for this connection. So it's like you intentionally took your turned on dial and turned it down. It's like, it's not about the passion. It's not about any particular ambitions here. No. It's about making things cool, balanced. That's it. But no expectation regarding one's more frequency or intensity. Okay. Before your Seven of Pentacles, things are growing in the general sense. You already have pathway systems in place that are well laid out, predictable. It looks like that's the way you want it. Some people like that Seven of Pentacles. It's in that respect of everything's kind of like, in neutral right now, and it's taking care of itself, and I really am not in the mood for changes, big or small. I like everything just where it is. Thank you very much. And that's what you're showing me, is a particular sense of comfort around your own pathway. You're saying it's established, it's rooted, I ain't worried about it, I ain't trying to mess with it, it's fine. That's cool. I like that. You're just comfortable with where things are in terms of your 3D world, okay? Strength is strength. Ooh, you got pride. Yeah, you got some pride, but it's a good pride, I would say. And a healthy pride. You have to know the difference between strength, literally your strength, and when it's a weakness. And that's going to come down to everybody differently. Sometimes when we act out of pride, it is in our best interest. Integrity, sense of self, and other times it's because of pride, negative. We get in our own way. So you say, look, you put a lot of good faith and value into your pride. Healthy kind. But that means it's on you, right? When maybe you make a bad call in the name of pride. You're saying, I'm willing to take that hit. I'm willing to use my strength as I best understand it. I have to know when to push things away and to pull things towards me. And that's based on experience. So in this respect, I'm not going to argue with you. Right now, I see you carefully pulling something towards you, but without assuming, again, frequency or intensity or what to expect from it. It's like right now, I'm giving so much to this and it's being returned to me. And I'm cool with that. So, whatever this is then represents a healthy form of full activity for you and hermit activity for you. Otherwise I'd say, don't worry about it. But you want to do this. You're saying it's good for you. It's a good exercise in strength. Okay. That's a really interesting element. I keep going back to that. That's where I'm being nosy. Right there. Sometimes I'm nosy. And I have to figure out how to use strength in situations where I'm nosy. Should I push that away from me? Is that a good call, or should I pull that towards me? Will that help the reading? Or is that just my own curiosity getting in the way? It's because this is the Ace of Wands here in your environment. You excited. Trying to be cool. Because as much as you try to dial it down, you're like, you're rubbing your campfire sticks together. You're trying to make a fire. And at the same time, you're like, no, I'm not. I'm not trying that hard. You're like, I'm not. I'm really not. I just happen to have all the equipment in my hand, and sometimes it does like this, and maybe I get a spark, maybe I don't, but I'm not trying. I'm not trying. Yeah, but you are nevertheless excited. Something's happening. Something's waking up for you. So I'm going to go ahead and take a guess that you have some really strong fire tendencies in you, particularly Leo. It may or may not be relevant. And for this situation, you're like, for now, that perhaps is not the best element to bring this together. That doesn't mean I'm not excited, though, by the results. Okay, can I have that, Miss Nosy? Yeah, you can have that. I can definitely see where strength is your strength, but it would also get in the way. So this represents, then, a healthy activity for you. Otherwise, again, you wouldn't be doing it. That's all I know. Okay. Queen of Swords and the hopes and fears. I hope my determination's correct. It may not be. I admit there's room for error. Scorpio has something similar. I think they had the King of Swords in there. Just in case you know, perhaps check theirs out. There are some common elements here. It's just, but it's nowhere near the same. But there's still some common elements in here. But yeah, I hope my determination is on point because I'm pretty focused here. I made up my mind I'm doing it anyway, so I hope I'm okay with it. You know, I hope I'm right. I hope I've logicked and reasoned this correctly. I do too, because you're showing me the Hierophant in the outcome, in that sense of I stand up for this. And now that I'm connected to it, I'm not going nowhere. So it's I heard you in some way, whatever this is, becomes a little bit more committed. Now, I'm not saying you two are running down to the courthouse to get married tomorrow. What I am saying is that you are showing me a spiritual essence that says, I'm here, and it's important to me, and I know that. It's part of my value systems. So I'm kind of committed to it. So I'm glad you're excited. And I'm glad you're balancing with someone that you clearly feel comfortable with. It looks good. It looks good for you. And I like that it's being returned to you. I'm very curious, though. That Hierophant just tacks on right there at the outcome. I totally stand up for this. So it's not just pride, strength of will. There's spiritual pride in here, too. It's interesting. Let's get some advice. I don't think you need it. You're doing a good job. I'm just... Like, you literally have the tools to make a campfire in your hand, and you're like, I'm not trying, though. But it's already sparked. It's already sparking. And you are trying, but it's like, I'm not, though. It's interesting. You're really trying not to introduce fire into this equation, but it's already there. Okay. So I would just say be aware of that. I think this might be a matter of pride for you, however, to not show it for some reason. At least not initially. That's all I'm saying. Let's get some advice, please. It's like, gee, I hope nothing sparks off. Starts a fire. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. I love that song. Well, who doesn't, though? Billy Joel. If you're familiar with that song, can you imagine how he sang that in concerts night after night? That must have been exhausting. Ten of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. Recovering, and you've done a very good job, I might add, of some sort of pain and or disappointment. You've done a heck of a job recovering from that. If anything, you doubled down on your sense of self, security, and stabilization. Good job. Some of you are still recovering from some sort of ending here. But I just want you to know you've done a great job. Very stable, very prosperous. Well connected. You are thought highly of. Okay? So I don't know what that is that precedes you, the Ten of Swords. But you've recovered very well from some sort of loss or blow or disappointment. You've done a fine job, my friend. I can see that you are admired and well respected. You are that person who knows everybody. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups. And now you shopping. Ace I think I said that to you in one of your shorts. Honey, did it ever occur to you to just go for new? Because it was a completely different deck. In fact, I think it was this one. It was the Casanova on one of your shorts. I distinctly remember that. It's like, you know, instead of doing this back and forth bullshit, did you ever think about just going for new? And I think it was this exact same combination. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. Did you ever think about new? And you're like, actually, yes, I have. That was part of my restructuring. And it is. So you're open. You're open. It's interesting then. You showed me that you're open to new love of the heart. And we're very much interested in that. And you mean it. You see love as a real new opportunity for you. But what you're taking a chance on is what you would call a precious balance, a precious connection. To you, that was a happy, safe risk. You're not doing anything that you haven't already concluded for yourself is correct. Let's make that clear. You said it's important that you didn't immediately reintroduce this idea of fire. You have things just sewn in just a certain way. I see that. You had to work hard to make sure that that was the case. You're excited. You did show me commitment there, right there, in the 11th hour. You are starting over for the Cancer I'm looking at. You're in that precious, precious position of starting over. Whatever's happened's already happened. You've done your Ten of Swords, you've done your World, you've done your Deaths. Okay. You're starting over, but it's not with a completely unknown entity. You're showing me here how you are willing to invest in new love in its strongest form. Because you're investing in you. Okay. But it's not a completely unknown entity. Not at all. When you get more results, I see you getting more comfortable with this clearly. It's like you're allowing yourself to get excited more in your environment. Okay? So congratulations to you. This is beautiful. I'm very happy for you. I would love to do a breakdown of that prideful sort of passion that you feel the need to kind of temporarily smother or cover for the sake of this connection, rebonding with it specifically. It is rebonding. Let's make that clear. So I respect the fact it's either yours or it's not. That's it. I'm not telling you who to love or under what conditions. I read what's here, not what isn't. But it is a rebonding, and I would love to know, because I see you allow yourself to get excited in your environment later. Like, this is happening. This is taking off. And that is because of the careful rebonding. But it feels good at the same time. I would love to dig deeper into that prideful passion of yours. I would love to. But, oh, I'm so curious. Oh, disciplined with your fire. I respect that. That's sexy. What's going on? Disciplined fire. Very. Until it's time to make one. All right, someone else got the summer reference. I don't remember who, sorry. But this, whatever this is, begins to unfold itself a little more clearly by summer. You start engaging with it, or rebonding, rebalancing with it over the summer. Last summer may have been important. I don't know. But summer. But your season, of course, possibly, absolutely. Alrighty. I wouldn't keep calling this a rebranding. You two are doing more than just getting reacquainted. It's rebranding the connection. So careful. Anywho. All the water signs. Okay. Number 7. Into the unknown. A little bit. It's not that unknown. If it is, it's not that unknown. But it's like making no assumptions about the end or the destination, that kind of thing. So it's into the unknown. Okay. It's not a bad place to be. It can be a little scary. It requires trust and faith, that kind of thing. 7, into the unknown. Anything else here, please? And solitude, 13. Some of you had to learn to be on your own again and getting comfortable with that again. Sometimes you wonder if it's just not better to be on your own. But it's kind of like I can either journey into the unknown, make myself a little uncomfortable, or I can remain a figure of solitude, and I don't think I'm that person. You don't have to be. Some people choose solitude. I think you'd rather take a risk. A good one, though. Looks like a very healthy risk. We have the letters G, C, I, T. We have one medallion, that's a Virgo. You might, well, there you go. So you might have some very interesting Virgo in your chart. Could be connecting to their season, might be important to you. And then we have the, what is this now? The jellyfish in reverse. Interesting. Okay. I'm not quite sure where you're coming from, but it lacked a particular depth or emotional depth. There's nothing to grip. It's cold in the dark. Okay. All right. Cancer, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Good luck. Be well.